Megaphone Who Dis. Hello there. Welcome on in, Alana, and welcome on in, Ralph. How you guys doing today? So I was just on the website for Studio L1 for a second. Let me see if I can pull up the internet real quick. Pull up my Google tab right here. Boom. There you go. I wanted to show you this because under features in Heart of the Woods, right? So not only do they talk about the CG art and everything, but there are multiple endings, is what they say right here. I believe that there are 3 endings to Heart of the Woods, and then the most important feature is at least one really, really gay goof. They are very self-aware of how fucking thirsty Abigail is at all times. So I just found this very entertaining. But yeah, I believe there are 3 endings total. So I don't know if what we chose is the like Fairy Queen ending or something, because that could have been our choice there. Abigail, right here. 200 years of wishing for a life cruelly denied her to have led a feeling of crushing loneliness and one overwhelming desire to finally have someone to talk to. So I just went ahead and oh, it's the first ever 18+ game project too. Okay, that Rosuri did. So it was the first one that was like a little bit lewd. Interesting. But yeah, I just want to take a peek there. 2019, huh? What we're gonna be going for next isn't on this list here. We just did Highway Blossoms. National Park Girls on the list as well. And Plappy Bappy Happy, of course. Please Be Happy is the best one. Just hands down. Hands down. Incredible. 2 happy endings each. So, if you had gone ahead and read the website for Please Be Happy, you would have known ahead of time that the endings were going to be happy. Which I did, but I was like, how is it going to get to become happy at this point? So I think after National Park Girls, oh god, please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you to work. Okay. Okay, Summer at the Edge of the Universe is not out yet. But I saw Josh Kaplan posted something on Twitter about this, still in development, of course. Where are the rest of yous? Oh, there we go. Highway Blossoms remastered. They remastered it. So one of them up here was so Lock and Key is still in development, I believe. A Tithe and Blood is still in development. Wait, is Lock and Key still in development? So what I actually want to play pretty soon here is Without a Voice. So Without a Voice seems a little bit like Heart of the Woods. And oh my god, 8 endings? 15,000 words though, so it's only gonna be like an hour long or something. So I guess that can be like a small one that we do. There's also Twofold here, which I just got the other day. So Twofold is gonna be on the list as well here. 2 branching paths, it looks like. Wonderful. And then there was also Love in a Bottle. Is this one in development? Love in a Bottle. Oh, it's on each.io. Yeah, this looks like a Ralph kind of game here. Oh yeah, look at this. Yeah, this is a Ralph kind of game. Lycanthrope, dating candidate. That's fucking paradise for you, man. Look at that. Calling me out. Yeah, I'm calling you out. First Snow. I don't think I've heard of First Snow before. Oh, First Snow is the Twofold sequel. It's not out yet, right? Oh yeah, First Snow is Twofold 2. So we're gonna have to do Twofold first, of course. And then Lock and Key. Is Lock and Key already out? I thought this was in development. Magical Girl? Oh my fucking god. This is also a U kind of game, bro. Look at this thing. Look at these choices. Look at these Magical Girl choices. You know what I'm into. Someone that doesn't look like they've slept in like years. And wears a vest like that. Oh, just perfect. I'm sold. Say no more, fam. Tithe and Blood I'm excited for as well. I know that one's coming out pretty soon here. Classes. You like the far right one? Look, I'm easily swayed by the glasses, okay? Available soon. I can't wait. So there's also National Park Girls, which I have. I believe there's Who is the Red Queen. I just haven't played it yet. But Who's the Red Queen is on the list as well. 35,000 words, so it's probably a couple hours long. Like, Heart of the Woods is 130,000 words. So, and it took me, this will be like stream number 3, I think. So, some of these are probably going to be less than a stream, but that's okay. What matters is more that they're just high quality, you know? And I've heard Twofold is good. Don't know how long Twofold is, but I did have to pay $20 for it. So I'm going to expect that Twofold is going to be good. But, you know, they're always pretty high quality here. Like, Please Be Happy was unreal. Just how good. And that one's even longer, too. That one's like... There's like 200,000 words in Please Be Happy. Or something like that. There's also a lot of choice in Please Be Happy, and a lot of stuff in between. So, can't wait for some more. But Please Be Happy is obviously going to be the longest one that we play, and that's okay. It's okay. If it's short but good, that's all that matters to me, really. Not terribly picky. We take a drink of coffee 1 second. I am so tired today. Oh my god, my coffee's caught up there. I'm gonna caught up in my headphone wire for a second. Oh my god, the model really freaked out when I started drinking that coffee, huh? So that's just a little update that we have a few more Studio Elon games to play before we move on to other visual novel titles. Our Home, My Keeper. Do I already have this one? This one's in development, right? Yeah, this is in development. Our Home. When Paige purchases an old house in the English countryside, she thinks it'll be a perfect opportunity for her to focus on her next novel. Deadlines are hanging over her head, and she needs all the help she can get. What she isn't expecting is the excitement and inspiration come in the form of a fae, a friendly fairy who's occupied the house for longer than Paige has. Oh, interesting. You really like the third one you see. Oh, you like big titty goth girlfriends? Don't we all, man? Don't we all? Can't live with them, can't live without them. Love in a Bottle. Alright, Love in a Bottle is the game that you're gonna really love. What's on the dev blog? Anything recent here? Not since January, unfortunately. It looks like they're talking about A Tithe and Blood. Unfortunate. I would have liked to see if anything new was happening. Oh, wait. Oh, that was 2022. I was like, August 15th? That's not today. Wait a second. Okay, I must be tired then. Holy shit. Alright, so last time we were playing Heart of the Woods, what? Oh god, so Maddie was dead. They were trying to investigate the hag. Eventually, Evelyn comes and finds Morgan and brings her out to the woods. And then using Morgan's blood, she, like, brings out the fucking demon inside her, burns down the tree. And so the forest is in ruin. Or at least the forest spirit is in ruin. And he's nearly dead. And Maddie starts to flicker out of existence because, and it was amazingly Doki Doki how she started to flicker out of existence because the forest spirit couldn't support her any longer. So at the very end, they make a quick decision to sign a pact with the fairies to become the fairy queen, so that she could uphold the next rite of ascension, I think. Something like that. And that there was a fairy who had gone astray that we believe is Evelyn or Morgan. It could be Morgan who's a fairy gone astray. But right at the end, the fairies coronate Maddie. And we thought it was going to be a terrible thing because of their hive mind-like nature. But yeah, the spirit needs a fake queen, to coronate and like promote the next of the elder trees in the forest, right? She needs to uphold the succession ritual to the next elder tree, essentially, to keep the forest alive. And again, we thought it was going to be a terrible thing because of the hive mind-like nature of the fairies, and when Maddie first looked into the fairies' thoughts, it was muddled, strange. It wasn't really her own. She didn't feel herself. She felt like part of something else. And so we feared that if Maddie took up the crown, that she would no longer be the same person that she was. And while that is true, that she is no longer Maddie, she is now essentially Titania, she hasn't lost her sense of self. And she hasn't lost her ability to think for herself, which are the two things that we were worried about when this offer to take up the crown took place. So it's a good thing because it means that Maddie and Abigail can spend eternity together if they so choose. Maybe there might also be a way for Maddie to come back to life at this point. I don't know if there's a way for Abigail, but because Maddie was already bridging life and death, and that she's been now crowned, right, it was part of the deal, right? Help find a way to bring back Abigail. But certainly the fact that Maddie was already in between life and death, right, she is likely able to be resurrected at this point with all the magic pumped into her, essentially. Yeah, it was to make them both human, if possible, which is most likely possible. We don't know for certain it's possible, but the fairies are going to try. But yeah, so it seems like she at least has a bridge back into the mortal world again. Ironically, because by becoming Titania, which is what I'm calling it, because that's like, the Shakespearean fairy queen. We haven't actually gotten the name Titania yet, but becoming that, essentially, it's funny because she's bridging immortality now, in a strange way. But she's going to use that power and use her authority to try to gain back mortality. Which is a very interesting take on it. Normally for somebody to become some sort of fey creature, it's the other way around, where you're sacrificing mortality to gain mortality. In the same way, like, Miho had a choice to destroy the pearl or like consume the pearl and become a sky fox. So it's kind of doing something similar here, except it's like going in reverse in a way. Yeah, so the deal is attempting to make them human if possible. Not sure if it is, but it might be. And judging by the title of chapter 5 here, or at least the title of the scene that we're in chapter 5, it seems likely. So, that's a recap of what happened. And that was a beautifully done scene, man. Absolutely beautifully done scene. With the transformation into the Titania-like individual creature. It was so well done. And they've done this consistently through Heart of the Woods and Please Be Happy. Is like the moments of metamorphosis, which are, of course, points of change in the character, where the character has the temptation to live comfortably as they always have, or to change that, but improve themselves in a way that they've been reaching for the entire game but never quite achieved yet. They do this so well that it becomes a literal metamorphosis the moment when their characters make a decision to essentially better their lives, to do what they need to do, not to do what they want to do. So, very well done. So, we're probably going to be finishing tonight, and when we finish, I might swap over to Final Fantasy XIV. And we can just do some, leveling dungeons or something. I don't really care which. I might do some, Wondrous Tales and stuff. Just to, just to have a little bit of 14 representation in the week, you know? Plus, I do have a Reaper to level. I'm gonna level that Reaper. I've been saying I can't speak today. I've been saying that I'm gonna make Reaper my main alt for Dawntrail, and I haven't really actually been applying myself to leveling it at all. Been playing like Guild Wars 2 the last couple of days, or playing RuneScape, which are both fine. I mean, RuneScape I have a subscription to, so it's not like I can just waste that RuneScape subscription, right? But I feel like I should at least do a little bit if I really want to be able to play Reaper at like a Savage level and have it ready in case it is needed. But yeah, so I'll be doing that later after I'm done crying, and we'll see what happens. Hell, if you guys wanted to see some Guild Wars 2, I could switch to Guild Wars 2 as well. I wouldn't mind that. But, you know, we'll burn that bridge when we get there, okay? Maybe I'll change this. I'll change the stream title here. I'm gonna say FF14 or Guild Wars 2 later. I'm not really feeling old school RuneScape today. If I was, I would offer, but I'm not. Also, what I would do in RuneScape is probably train my hunter. It took me like 2 days to get my herb tab under control in RuneScape, by the way. I had so many herbs lying around. I have millions of golden herbs in my bank that I had to chew through, and now I've gotten everything down to 0 except for the Lantidimes and the dwarf weed, and it's like, oh my god. I'm like, I have almost banked enough to get to 96, or like halfway to 96 herb lore, which is insane, considering I never caught past like 41 herb lore back in the day, man. Alright. Let's get back to the story, shall we? Yeah, take one more sip of coffee before we go. just before my coffee gets cold. Y'all ready? My first steps as Fairy Queen are shaky. At any moment, it feels like my legs might give out from under me. Yet at the same time, I feel a strange sort of confidence and inner strength. I don't know if magic literally courses through my veins or not, but it feels that way. Look at that costume, man. Remember, the flowers in the costume are like actually living, and they're like rooted in it somehow. So they're getting their nutrients somehow in the magic that flows through her dress on its own. I already made like a comment that if you take away the green part, it looks a little bit, or if you take away the blouse part that's over it, if you just have the underneath bit, it looks a bit like Yuna's wedding dress in FF10. Also, see this right here? The edge of her lace, it almost like has this appearance to it where it like looks connected into her. Like it somewhere inside of her hand it starts. You see what I mean there? And I think that's almost like intentional, because it's like the costume is an extension of who she is and of her skin. I wouldn't know. Okay. If you say I wouldn't know, then I agree. My next few steps, Fairy Queen, are easier. I keep my gaze fixed on Abigail as I make my way towards her. She waits impatiently, concern clearly etched on her face. I don't watch shonen anime. True, I don't watch it. I mean, I've seen like 50 episodes of Naruto. I know enough Naruto that the other day when there was a YouTube video recommended to me about Rock Lee's training exercises, that I knew exactly what it was. This is kind of loud, isn't it? You're a loud dude, aren't you? I'm gonna turn you down a little bit here. I don't really know if there's a shonen anime I'd like to watch, but you can at least try to make me interested in the shonen. The fairies buzz agitatedly over my head, darting and dashing in pointless patterns. Though they don't vocalize anything, I can hear their voices clearly in my head. Agitatedly is an interesting adverb.
Our queen! Welcome home. How does it feel?
Oh, remember, Tess is one of the voice actors. I acknowledge the words, and at the same time I can feel myself be acknowledged. It comes as naturally as breathing, so do I. I promise that I'll get to them in a moment.
Madison, are you alright?
She clings to my side, her slender arms around me. While I'm not shaking anymore, her presence is still infinitely reassuring. I press my lips to her head and we sway gently back and forth. I could feel her too, as part of the forest. Her presence is as warm and comforting in my head as in my arms.
I'm fine. I'm totally fine.
She makes a sound that I think is a gasp, but then I soon realize sob. Abigail cries against my shoulder, her arms tightening like a vice. I don't ever want to let her go. I hold her as tightly as I can while her body is racked with sobs. Her breath and tears are warm, almost painfully hot. The thin lace in my new outfit does little to inhibit them.
I'm so sorry that all of this is happening. I'm sorry.
It's a very Marina moment here. Gently, I find her hands and take them in mine. I squeeze them, trying to impart the same kind of solace that she gives to me.
It's okay. Really, I'm happy things turned out this way. I'm glad that I met you, no matter the circumstances.
Hold on, I need to hit one thing here. Okay, good. Her cries get stronger, and I drop one of her hands in order to brush her hair back from her tear-stained face. We hold each other tightly until she's able to calm down. Meanwhile, the fairies still continue to circle overhead, although they remain respectfully silent. Finally, Abigail heaves a steady breath and steps back just a little bit.
I'm sorry again. It was just that seeing you there with the fairy light. I mean, you looked beautiful. You still do. More than beautiful.
Abigail, I hate to say it, but look, beautiful girls make me cry too, so it's not a you problem.
But it made me again realize everything that you've gone through. Everything I've put you through.
I press a finger to her lips. Aww. She looks up at me, surprised, replacing the sadness.
It's okay. I'd go through all of it again to end up here with you. I mean it.
When is somebody gonna press a finger against my lips? Abigail sniffles heavily, and I can tell that she's trying not to cry again.
You can make it up to me by getting out of all of this with me.
She nods.
That sounds more like a gift to me than the other way around. But I'll keep being selfish and take it.
Good. I want you to be selfish.
We kiss quickly and briefly, then separate. I look up at the fairies above me, who are glad to be noticed again.
Thank you for saving me like this. I owe you my life.
I've had that moment a little bit before where it's like, I want you to be selfish. Like, I want you to take what you want. Like, you are only making up this shame in your head, essentially. Like, I don't cast shame on you. Only you do. So take what you want, you know? But poor Abigail, though. She still even thinks that this is a curse and not a blessing. Somehow I've ended up owing my life to way more people than I ever expected to.
You have 3 days to keep it. That's right! You're running out of time! We can't wait much longer!
I know. I'll find a queen for you.
I know that it won't be as easy as I make it sound. After meeting some of the Eisenfeld locals, I don't get the impression that any of them would be interested in the offer. Still, I have 3 days to figure it out.
We'll be waiting. We know we'll see you again. With a new queen or not.
So, I mean, there's a couple of ways it could go. She could either, like, have Abigail be the queen. She could maybe have Morgan be the queen. Or maybe she herself could be like, okay, I'll sacrifice myself to be the queen. The ritual finished, the fairies quickly dispersed back into the trees. I'm glad there's no more ceremony or ritual to go along with my transformation. Although think about the kind of clickbait Tara would get. If Tara made a video, like, all caps, the title is like, I became Titania. Or something like that. Imagine, it has like a shitty thumbnail with like, you know, big white letters on it and stuff like that. Alone with Abigail once more, I head to the shore of the pond so that I can finally get a full glimpse of myself. Oh, what's playing right now? This is very, like, please be happy. Snowy days, okay. I like this. I like a nice acoustic groove. I can barely recognize my own reflection. The girl staring back at me from beneath the water looks much more suited to the position of queen than I realized. She looks calm and confident, like she's unafraid of whatever happens next. I hope I'm not just fooling myself. Right, this one with the sopranos in the background. I turn this way and that, admiring my new outfit. Atop my head, the flower crown that the fairies gave me fits comfortably. I wonder if it's meant to tempt me into staying. Abigail moves closer, peering into the water with me. Our reflections next to each other serve as a visible reminder as to why I can't stay. Oh, I like this, this arpeggio. Yeah, I love the arpeggioing of this. As comfortable and satisfying as this newfound gift is, I have no desire to keep it at the cost of our freedom. I'll get us out of this.
Are you ready to go?
I am.
Okay. First things first, we need to get in touch with Morgan and Tara. They probably know more about the mayor than we do.
It's also set my mind at ease a lot. There's so much I need to say to Tara. Even if I spent all 3 of our days just talking to her, that still wouldn't be enough time.
How will we do that? Going into the village would be far too dangerous.
We don't have to. We just have to get to the cabin.
I flex my fingers, still acutely aware of the magical tingling.
And that's easy like this.
All she needs to do is get to her own phone. Abigail runs her fingers over mine, her skin angelically soft like always.
All right. I trust you.
Angelically soft. I curl my fingers, squeezing her hand again.
Thank you. Speaking of which,
Thank
there's
you.
something I think we should do.
I pause for a moment while she waits expectantly. Much like the way my coronation just ended, what I'm about to say seems unceremonious.
I think I can return us to the physical plane, too. Both of us.
Okay, that's a bit of a big deal. It takes a second for the implication to sink in, before Abigail's eyes grow wide as saucers.
Madison! Are you sure?
Her hand clutches her heart.
Yeah. I can't explain how I know, but I just do. There's a lot of stuff that I can do now.
So, the first thing that came to my mind, actually, do you know why I repeated that thank you line? It's because it was so out of place for Maddie to say thank you in such a not cheery tone, but such a, I guess upbeat and not smug. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but it seemed out of character, and I was thinking to myself about Stray Gods for a second, and how Apollo is going off about how when the gods merge with you, it's not that they just take over your body, it's that their memories and experience become yours, and that may have an effect on your personality. And I was thinking for a second, maybe there's some connection here very similar to that, like how the fairies' hive mind is connected to you, even if you're not controlled by it. Fairies are connected to you, and maybe there's a little bit of their energetic, spontaneous nature that is melded in there, you know?
But that way, you'll be able to talk with Morgan and Tara too. And I know that we'll need all the help we can get at the end.
Keep banishing thoughts of what that end will be, because there's only one way that this can end, putting a stop to Evelyn once and for all. I don't need that weighing on my mind along with everything else right now.
I understand. You know that I wouldn't just abandon you, Madison.
I know.
Abigail takes a deep breath, steadying herself.
Okay. I'm ready.
Silently, I step forward, taking her other hand in mine as well. I close my eyes and bow my head, and I feel her do the same. I can feel the magic course through. Look at that rainbow subliminal messaging there. The magic course through and out of me, spreading like vines from my fingers. It affects both me and her, taking our very forms and rebinding them to the mortal world where they belong. Apparently, if gaining mortality is gay, I can feel Abigail tense up and hear her breathing get shallow. Still, I keep my eyes closed, willing the magic to continue working. It obeys my whims effortlessly. You know I have a quote command, right? I feel like I need to advertise my quote command in chat. And then, after a minute that feels like an hour, the flow of magic slows and then stops. I open my eyes. Abigail is still there, her hands warm in mine. Her eyes slowly open as well, meeting mine. This close together, I can feel her breath warm against my face.
How do you feel?
A light breeze blows through. For the first time in 200 years, Abigail's gown sways in the wind.
It's cold.
she says and laughs, pressing herself even more tightly against me. Abigail shivers, her teeth begin chattering within seconds of her transformation. Despite how poofy it is, her gown really isn't warm at all. Fortunately, the chill doesn't bother me. It wouldn't make sense for a fairy queen to be susceptible to the cold. But taking care of Abigail is a pressing matter.
Let's go to the cabin. I can get us there quickly.
She just nods, wrapping her arms tightly around herself. I hug her tightly as well, and access the magic once again. This time I'll use it to transport us across the forest to its very boundary where the cabin is, and where my powers stop being useful. Since the cabin and village are technically outside the bounds of the forest, once I step past the trees, I'll just be a regular ghost again, at least until I go back into the forest. So I can't get too far away. If Evelyn were to find out where we are, or make some move against us, I'd be powerless to stop her. Better not even give her that opportunity. Still, the transportation is smooth. It doesn't even feel like we move. Instead, we close our eyes in the fairy clearing, and when we open them again, the cabin is just in front of us. Seeing it again strikes a pang in my heart. It feels like forever ago. I guess technically it was a lifetime ago. I'm just thinking, Abigail is, number one, she's not used to breathing. But number two, she's probably gonna fucking forget and just walk into the wall. She's been used to phasing through solid objects for so long. She's just gonna smash into everything, man. There's no time to get sentimental, though, not when Abigail's like this. Instead, we hurry to the front door. Miraculously, the door is unlocked. I guess Morgan and Tara had more important things to worry about than locking up after the last time they were here. We rush inside and I turn on both the lights and the heater. As warm air cranks out, Abigail's relief is palpable and immediate. She settles down to one of the chairs, comfiness outweighing even her curiosity for a moment.
Better?
Much.
She luxuriates in the feeling, eyes closed in bliss. Her fingers absent-mindedly scrape the soft cushion of the couch, which she presses her back into.
It's so soft.
This song is called The Time of Smiling. Then she leaps to her feet, zooming towards the kitchen. She drags her fingers along every different surface as she goes, stopping to examine most of them. Don't touch the radiator. She rubs the edge of the counter.
Madison, it's so smooth and cold.
At the sink, she examines the faucets intently before spinning one of them. Cold water pours out over her hands and she yelps in shock, but quickly grins.
Madison, it's like a river.
She reaches the heater, which is pretty much keeping her alive right now. Like a cat, she basks in front of it, relishing the warmth. Each sensation seems to bring her immeasurable joy. For me, it had been a couple of weeks. For Abigail, it had been 200 years without feeling warmth or cold or textures. I watched fondly. I wish we had more time to enjoy ourselves, more time to show her modern things, like films. And to show her fucking porn. This is adorable. I remind myself that I can't think like that. We just don't have the time yet. We just have to get through this. Then we'll have all the time in the world.
I'm going to get you some warmer clothes. I'll be right back.
All right.
Don't corrupt it. You think she's pure? Look at her. Look at that face. Do you think that face is pure, Lana? It's not a pure woman. Alright? This girl over and over has been saying shit like, you know, look of a hunter? Jeez, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say that she's been saying gay, thirsty shit since the beginning. I keep calling her out for it. She's like Karlach. For better or for worse. She's like Karlach. Where, like, she hasn't been touched in 200 years, so she just wants to fucking bang someone, you know? She still plopped in front of the heater, closer than I would have thought is comfortable. Smiling, I head into what had once been my bedroom. It's been rearranged a bit. My suitcase been shoved in one corner, forgotten. My laptop sits atop my bed, although most of the video gear is missing. Tara and Morgan must have taken it with them when they left. Good thinking. Same though? It hasn't been 200 years for you, man. It's been like a month. I start booting up my laptop while I roll my suitcase to my bed and start sifting through my clothes. You know the memes that are like, day 7,341 without sex. You know, the hole in that tree over there is looking mighty fine right now. You know those sorts of memes? For her, it's like, you know, day 84,125 without sex. Man, even the mortals are looking mighty fine right now. After everything I've been through, the actions feel so mundane and I have to give myself a second to let it all sink in. Oh, like I was saying, I have a quote thing that you can do with Nightbot, I think. Let me check my Nightbot real quick. So, it is possible to record my quotes at some point. Where is it? Oh, those are my custom things. Quote? Oh, is it not Nightbot? Is it Stream Elements? StreamElements.com. Hold on. If I don't have a quote, so I need to get a quotes right this second. Chatbot, chat commands. Let's see here. Quote. It should be like add quote, maybe? Oh, is it a moderator? Hold on. Because you can see quotes if I just do quote. Quotes must be enabled, and at least one quote must be added for the feature to work. Well, quotes are enabled. How do I make a quote? I feel like you guys are gonna want to do this. Let's see. Well, the quotes are there. Oh, it's a sub command. Okay, so you'd be like quote, add, then say the message. Say something quotable. Didn't I just say something quotable a second ago? Day 84,731 without sex. Even the mortals are looking mighty fine right now. Didn't I just say something quotable? Now, what did I say before that? I said something before that too. I said, look, we gotta capture them like Pokemon, okay? Yeah, let's test it real quick. There you go, perfect. It's not exactly what I said, but it's perfect. So, the quotes function is add, so if I say something quotable now, you have a way to record it for posterity. You're welcome. After everything that I've been through, the actions feel so mundane that I have to give myself a second to let it all sink in. Everything's been moving so fast since that night with Abigail and I kissed by the water. There's hardly even a chance to breathe yet. Yeah, you guys have been moving pretty quickly. Still, being on familiar territory with familiar comforts is reassuring. It makes me feel like a human again. Something as simple as being able to push a button on my computer and watch it respond is a little miracle that I didn't think I'll take for granted again. I like when they have moments like this, because it feels realistic. That, like, what she's describing feels very realistic. Getting used to the necessities of normal life, like eating and sleeping, will definitely take some time though, yeah. Like, it's one thing that you gotta make sure that whenever when something like this happens in your writing, and somebody goes through a significant change over, you know, in this case there was a 2-week period, you have to make sure that that change is notable and it has ripples down the line. And they did this a lot in Please Be Happy too. Like the first half of the game, Miho will keep coming back to how she doesn't feel as fox-like anymore. Same with keeping warm. Unfortunately for Abigail, my clothes are the only option she has. They won't fit her as well. They should be better than the nightgown she was wearing for so long. I complete the outfit with a cute hat. I hope she likes it. Oh, I want to see this.
Here you go. They're not the best fit, but they should at least keep you warm.
She's still got the horny eyes, okay? We've been gone for 5 minutes and she's still got the horny eyes. Abigail hurries over and reverently takes the bundle from me.
Are these your clothes?
Yeah, they are. I hope that's okay.
And Abigail grabs the extra pair of panties and gives him a good sniff. She holds the bundle to her chest.
I'll treasure them.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I show her to the bathroom and also explain how everything works. I have to admire her restraint and just accepting everything modern instructs. Look at her. It isn't too long before she emerges out again. She holds her arms wide, the clothing loosely from her parts. Oh, from her in parts. I can't do this, guy. The cloth hanging a little loosely from her in parts. But she's smiling. Look at her. Is that like Maddie's like professional stuff whenever she goes to meet an investor or something, or get a sponsorship for her channel? She's wearing that coat.
How do I look?
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. That's the word I managed to stammer out. But there's a whole slew of them that could work. Call me biased, but I think my clothes look better on her than me. Yeah, some people have a kink for that. Giggling, she does a slow spin, showing off more.
The person who chose them has wonderful taste.
Abigail gets comfortable in the living room while I grab my laptop from the bed. I sit down beside her, turning it so she can see.
This is a computer. It can do a ton of things, but it also lets people talk via long distances.
Long distances. Yeah, you don't need to remind me about my long-distance parasocial relationships on the computer. Okay, Maddie?
And that's how you're going to
Good.
contact Tara?
Good, I'm glad it's been clipped. I'm gonna have to watch that later.
Right.
Abigail watches with rapt attention as I open a browser and wait for the painfully slow internet to load my email.
There are so many different pictures and words. Don't you ever lose track of where you are?
Yes.
Not really. You get used to it.
Surely you're being modest. I imagine very few people could operate one of these.
Oh my god. I love her. So do I, Maddie. I love her. Look at these hearts.
I wish. But really, most people have one of their own. Or even more than one.
That's most. Yeah, those eyes. Well, first are the horny eyes, and now they're the "don't you talk back to me" eyes. I guess the eyes of being sassed at and the eyes of being horny have some overlap every once in a while, depending on the conditions of your sub.
They're a really common part of everyday life.
I see. In that case, you'll have to teach me.
Definitely. For now, though, I'm going to send that message.
How will it be transported?
Yeah, pigeons.
It's,
Big and visible pigeons. I try to think of how to explain this, then I realize that I have the perfect analogy.
You know how the forest is all totally connected? Like, how you can sense all the different parts of it?
Abigail nods, and slowly her face gets pale.
Medicine. Don't tell me that modern people are connected in the same way.
That look on her face. I can't help it. I burst out laughing. Indignantly, she waits for me to finish. It takes me past the point of having tears in my eyes before I do.
I can see that I was wrong.
She pretends to pout, but I can see in her eyes she's just playing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that you look so horrified.
Maddie, you just went off script. She laughs too.
Well, imagine how I feel. Apparently nothing is impossible anymore, so I simply have to assume the worst.
She snuggles against me, pressing her cheek against my shoulder to show that she's only pretending to be upset.
So, go on. Do explain it then.
It's not the people who are connected, but the machines.
The machines.
If you have a computer, you can send a message instantly to any other computer in the world. It's more complicated than that, but that's the easy way to put it.
I see. So you're going to send a message to Tara's computer?
Right. I'm going to tell her to come and meet us here. I hope she'll believe it's me.
Now that I just realized, she sounded out the word computer. But compute is already a word, and computer is just someone who computes. So why is that a foreign word? You understand? Why is that like a word that one needs to sound out to somebody from pre-1950?
I'm sure that she'll know, somehow.
I nod, entering Tara's email address into the field. Look, it's something that happens like in every piece of media. So, but I just find it funny that there's already a linguistic connection that like exists, and it's okay, focus, Vina. I can't start nerding out about linguistics or writing or anything like that now. It feels absurdly formal to be sending an email of all things to get in touch with her. I don't think we ever had an email conversation in our lives. I leave the subject line blank. Anything I could put there would feel comical. I don't know, put in all caps, please read this. I don't know. I don't really know how to word the rest of this message, so I don't think about it. I just press my fingers to the keys and start to type. Dear Tara, I know this is going to sound hard to believe. And then I hit enter. With a cliffhanger like that, Tara has to come and find me, of course. I'm acquainting Abby with the modern technology when the sound of loud voices from outside interrupts me mid-sentence. Well, one very obnoxiously loud voice. I only know one person who can make a racket like that. Damn. I grab Abigail's hand and lead her out to the living room just in time to hear Tara and Morgan reach the door.
Babe, stop for a second.
Babe.
We don't know for sure this isn't a trap.
Yeah, but what if it's not? I can't take that chance. I'm going in.
Tara, wait!
The door flies open so hard it bangs against the wall. Tara freezes in the doorway, probably not expecting me to be right there, banging Abby against the wall. Or maybe even here at all.
Hey.
Everything I had rehearsed and planned to say in my head is forgotten in an instant. Somehow this feels more unreal than anything else so far. I never had time to doubt any of the stuff that's happened to me. I had plenty of time to doubt that I'd see Tara again. It was only made popular post-night. I feel like computation or to compute would still be used, at least in just the field of mathematics, right? Like when you're using an abacus, you're computing. But I would have to look at a graph of like word usage over time. Tara's mouth flaps up and down like a nutcracker statue. I don't think she forms a single coherent word. Morgan approaches from behind and places a protective hand on Tara's shoulder, which seems to reset her. She rubs her eyes as she stares at me. Either she doesn't believe what she's seeing or she's about to cry. Maybe both.
You changed your look a little bit, huh?
When she finally speaks, her voice shakes like crazy.
You like it?
Tara gives me a slight nod.
It makes you look like a total nerd.
I know, right? I love nerds. Without another word, she bursts into tears. Oh, from a quick French computer yeah. To settle an account. So it would have been used. It still would have been used in the 16th century. Without another word, she bursts into tears. She doesn't even hesitate a moment before bounding forward like an excited, tear-stained racing dog. I've spent so long worrying about her that seeing her safe and sound in the flesh is almost too much to handle. There's so many things that we left unsaid or unresolved. I'm just glad that there's time to fix that now.
I thought you were dead.
I was, briefly.
Me too.
We both burst into laughter, still punctuated with sobs. But at least we both have the clarity of mind to tell that this hug has gone on for way too long. Well, when we split apart, she has a big dumb grin on her big dumb face.
Welcome back, Mads.
Good to be back, Tara.
Aww. That voice acting, 10 out of 10. Give them a promotion. Oh my god, Morgan. A reunion over, Morgan finally steps forward, taking Tara's hand in her own. She smiles at me, her expression soft for once.
Hey, Maddie. It's good to see you again.
Her voice is calm as ever, but the wide, genuine smile on her face tells me that these last couple of weeks have changed her as much as they changed me. Yeah, Morgan went through her squall arc.
You too, Morgan.
I feel like I should say more than that, but I know neither of us are much for words. It's nice to have someone else who feels the same way for once.
Before anything else, there's someone I'd like to introduce you to.
I turn to gesture for Abigail, but at first she's nowhere to be seen. Aww. How did I know? How did I know she was going to be hiding around a corner somewhere? Like a poor defenseless animal. I mean, she has a good reason to be so socially anxious, you know? This is like me when I go outside, you know? I went and saw a friend that I haven't met before in person. We met about 5 years ago in World of Warcraft. Probably about 5 years ago to the month, even. I met him 5 years ago in World of Warcraft. He finally came to see me the other day, back in July. And I hadn't had a friend come and see me. Well, I haven't had a friend come and see me in like 2 years. Like, IRL friend. And last time that happened, it was because of something bad that happened. But I've had lots of family come, and I've had lots of family come by, so you can kind of feel that way sometimes when you don't really see that many people in person, you know? Oh god, I think Ralph has been eaten by the ad. Then I spot a familiar flash of pink and purple lingering by my bedroom door. Right, so we spent so long together that I had forgotten how timid she was when we first met. Her eyes are wide, but she wrings her hands. You still live stubbornly. I don't know how you're ad blocking me, but congratulations. But yeah, like I see members of my family from time to time. Every month or so, begrudgingly. But I don't really ever get to see friends, so it was quite a thing where I had to get over my shyness very quickly, and I even failed then a little bit, but like, I know where she's coming from, but 200 years, you would be like almost animalistic by that time, you know? Feral even, but not in the way you're thinking, Ralph. Her eyes are wide as she wrings her hands, looking from me to Tara and back. Tara and Morgan look just as shocked once they notice her. I head over to where Abigail is and take her hand.
They're okay. I promise.
She nods, letting herself be led back into the living room. I've read a lot of things about people who have been devoid of human contact for long periods of time. In particular, it was because I had this this one paper that I wrote for a college class. I recently took another college class online, and I wrote something that was sort of refuting Noam Chomsky's language acquisition device. And to do that, I was looking at articles about people that had been separated without human contact for long periods of time, especially at young ages when supposedly they would have the language acquisition device that Noam Chomsky theorizes exists in the human brain during development. So realistically, Abigail would be a lot more like feral than this, a lot more animalistic. Her ability to speak would probably be very hampered by this point. That said, you know, it was probably like 20 years or so that she lived beforehand, and also at some point along the way her perception of time hugely dilated, so who knows. She nods, letting herself be led back into the living room.
Tara, Morgan, I'd like you to meet Abigail.
I pause for a moment.
She's my girlfriend.
Whoa, we do have a lot to catch up on.
So I said I wouldn't go into fucking writing. I wouldn't go into random discussions about like linguistics, and I also can't let myself go into psychology discussions. We gotta finish. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go into them no matter what, but I'll try to finish today. She turns to face Abigail.
I'm Tara. I've been friends with Maddie for forever.
It's nice to finally meet you, Tara. I've heard a lot about you.
No, you don't need to keep me on track. I will do it one way or another.
Hell yeah!
Oh my
All
god.
good things, I hope.
What a voice crack. Do I need meanie Lana? I'd prefer a meanie goth girlfriend with like, let's say like, 12-inch combat boots with heels on them. And whenever I start deviating from the topic, she can like kick me in the jaw or something. That might do well. Do you think you can get that for me?
Mostly.
I'll take it.
Morgan steps forward too.
Morgan, nice to meet you.
Abigail nods politely.
You as well.
So, let's sit down. We've got a lot of catching up to do and not a whole lot of time to do it.
Please, how many quotes do you need me to make in one day, guys? The four of us move to the couch and sit down. Right as we do, though, there's a loud grumble from beside me. Abigail clutches her stomach, looking absolutely mortified.
What was that? What's happening?
Oh, yeah. We should
Oh
probably
my
eat
fucking god,
something.
Abigail.
Eat.
Her eyes light up.
That's right. I'm hungry.
Morgan and Tara look baffled. I can't blame them for that one.
Like I said, long story. Is there anything to eat? It's been a long time since either of us have had a meal.
Yeah, she's not had food in 200 years. God, you need to work on those quotes, guys. You need to start populating. Or repopulating.
I'll make us some breakfast. Cross your fingers for pancake mix.
Oh, speaking of repopulating,
Anyway, I think that's everything.
I was gonna tell you a story the last time that we played. Oh my god, right on time the bots are coming out of the woodwork. Your memory is shit. It's okay. Oh, thank you for getting that. You got it like half a second before me. You won't be able to quote word for word. That's okay. You know, a close approximation is all we care about. I was gonna tell you that I had this like moment last time that we played, right? Where I was thinking like, what if they were like, sorry, I should say Abigail and Maddie were in a situation where like they were the last people in the forest and they had to repopulate. And I was gonna say that it was like or like last beings in the forest. And I was gonna say that it's like Batman and Robin when Mr. Freeze is talking to Poison Ivy. And he's like, yes, and I'll avenge my dead wife. Yeah. And then she's like, and you'll be evil and have your whole kingdom and stuff. And he's like, yeah, and I'll be evil and have my whole kingdom and stuff. And then she's like, and then you and I will be the last people alive and we can repopulate. And he's like, yeah, we can kill everyone on Earth so that you and I can repopulate. That's just what I was thinking about. It's an incredible scene. I can't believe that movie was made. I've seen other scenes from that movie. Like, I was in queer cinema in college, which is one of the cinema classes I took, and I brought in a scene from that movie on a day where they wanted us to bring in our own scenes that were examples of campiness. So I brought in a scene from the Batman and Robin, and I feel like nobody laughs, but they were just like puzzled by like how this movie existed.
Minus the really juicy stuff, anyway.
I'm okay with not hearing about that. Thanks.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the ferocious sex that you two guys had while they were dead. Abigail, now finally finished with her meal, wraps her arm around mine and rests her head against me. Morgan sighs and sends Tarm and me a meaningful look. She rises and clears her throat.
Abigail, would you mind coming with me for a minute?
Morgan's voice carries a more serious tone that feels like a sudden departure from our lighthearted reminiscing. I knew it couldn't last forever, but I'm hopeful we can return to it soon.
Is something wrong?
No, not at all. But there's something we need to talk about. And besides...
Family resemblance is what she wants to talk about, I think. She looks at Tara, then over to me. Her tone might be serious, but her soft expression makes it clear that she's not about to deliver any bad news.
These two might need a bit of privacy.
I nod at her as Abigail lets go of my arm. With a quick kiss on the cheek, she stands and walks to Morgan's side. The two of them head towards the bedrooms, leaving Tara and I to stare at each other in silence. Look at her. We look away from each other awkwardly as I try to think of what to say. Should I speak first? Should I wait for her? What do I say? She knows how much I missed her, but there was so much tension between us before I died. I never had a chance to apologize for hiding Abigail, or for how I handled telling her I was going to quit. I took a deep breath and raised my head. I just need to go for it. I've spent enough time waiting to speak. Whatever happens, happens.
I'm sorry!
I shouldn't have.
It was really shitty of me to...
I just.
Oh my god. We both slam our mouths shut again. Tara's face reddens and she chuckles softly.
Maybe we should take turns.
As long as you don't mind going first.
She takes a long, overly dramatic breath and closes her eyes.
I know I was shitty to you about leaving. I should have listened to you and accepted it instead of being all bitter and passive-aggressive. And I know I was even shittier once we got evidence. I shouldn't have frozen you out like that.
Hey, wording there, Tara.
Maybe a bad choice of words there, Tara.
I mean, I shouldn't have ignored you the way I did. I want you to be a part of Terranormal. I really do. Trying to exclude you was stupid and impulsive.
She literally froze to death. She looks me right in the eyes, and I can tell that all of her typical bravado is gone. This is pure and naked honest. I don't want to see Tara naked right now. I'm trying to... I'm trying to quit looking at VN... at VN Rule 34. It's hard enough for me to manage something like that, much less her. She's really put her heart into this, and I'm more grateful than that.
When all of this is
For them.
over, whatever you decide to do, I won't stand in your way. You know I always want you to be a part of Terranormal, but you gotta be your own person. And you're my best friend. Thinking I might have lost you forever made me realize I honestly have no idea what I'd do without you. I give you a lot of shit, but I really do love you. I'm so sorry this all happened because I was too much of a screw-up to remember that.
It's the irony every time of when you think you're gonna lose somebody, and that gets them killed in some way by essentially doing the opposite of protecting them. Tara exhales and slumps back in her chair as if the act of apologizing drained all the energy in her body. She's grown so much in the short time we've been here. Then again, so have I. I need to make sure I show her the same sincerity in return.
I'm sorry too, Tara. Even if I was mad, I shouldn't have hidden Abigail from you. It made things worse for both of us. And it drove us apart when we should have been getting closer than ever. But more than that, I shouldn't have set this whole thing into motion the way I did.
The memory of her fight back home is painful, but I can't keep trying to run away instead of dealing with it head on. It's not fair to either of us.
I should have told you I was thinking about leaving and why I was thinking it. I should have talked things over with you instead of dropping the bomb on you right before we left. When I thought I was going to be stuck here forever, I realized you were the person I'd miss more than anyone else. Even more than my family. I don't know what I'm going to do when we get back. I still have a lot to figure out. But I do know that whatever happens, we'll always be best friends.
Mads, hi.
As she struggles to think of what to say next, I gently put my arms around her in a reassuring hug. We've said enough for now. She hugs back, squeezing a bit too hard. We stay that way until it starts to get awkward, as hugs between us tend to do. I pull away and sit back down, a bit embarrassed.
So, are we good?
I let out a deep breath, releasing the anxiety that had been twisting my stomach in knots. Whatever happens next, I know it'll be easier without that dragging me down.
Yeah. I think we're good.
Are we good enough for me to start calling you the ghost with the most?
I mean, she does got good ass.
Don't push it.
We're going back to Morgan. To Morjan. I end up bringing Abigail into Tara's room. The two of us carefully step over the pile of clothes on the floor and sit on the bed. She bounced on it a few times. I don't think she's used to springs.
Having fun?
How do you people sleep in these? Aren't you afraid of just bouncing out of bed?
It's not that bouncy. It's just comfortable.
I suppose tomorrow I can let you know if I agree. So, what is it you wanted to talk about?
It's
hard to put into words. No matter what I had been preparing myself for, a conversation like this wasn't part of it.
It's about family. Our family.
Our? You're a Dulcing as well?
I'm a Fisher, actually. But a change in last name doesn't change the fact that we're part of the same family.
At first, I couldn't believe it. When Maddie and Abigail were telling their story, I thought that there must have been some sort of misunderstanding, or that I'd heard wrong. But the details all matched up. Not just with what Evelyn's told me over the years, she tried to break my spirit. But with the notes and journals left behind by those before me, right? I was going to say that they did specifically go and search through like all of Evelyn's notes about everything, so they probably know. Oh, hey there, Kimmy. How you doing today? I think you missed some pretty juicy quotes earlier today. How you doing? I hope everything is going well. And I do have a quote command if you ever want to add quotes to it. I just set up the quote command today, so I'm gonna need you guys to work hard at it while I can't.
So she hasn't changed after all these years. It's still us.
It's... I wonder... Oh, cheap viewers. Hi there, cheap viewer boy. Get out of here. You'll add more later? Well, thank you. I don't know why it's answering twice. It might be Nightbot trying to answer one. Actually, no, Nightbot doesn't use my account, though. Only Stream Elements use my account. Maybe that error will stop going away after there's like 2 quotes or more? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be next. There isn't anyone else. No siblings or aunts or uncles. Just me and her.
You hate the update to mobile? Well, what did mobile do? She makes a sound of sympathy and moves closer to me on the bed, touching my shoulder gently. I tense up, almost shaking hard enough to shrug her off, but she remains. I don't want to be that person anymore. The one afraid to let anyone close, physically or emotionally.
I'm sorry.
They made everything a lot more work. Just like Discord does all the time. I'm also sorry about that. Abigail's saying she's sorry too. I was saying that the more that Morgan speaks, the more she's in her squall arc right now. The more it seems like she's in a squall arc. I just nod. I can tell that she doesn't know what to say either. That's fine.
Do you mind if I ask you something?
Sure.
Why didn't you leave? Back in my time, it wasn't even a possibility. There was no way I could have escaped. We wouldn't have gotten very far if we'd tried. But now, Madison's told me about all sorts of fantastic machines and devices. Surely you could have gone.
I like how Maddie's not even corrected Abigail and just been like, you can call me whatever you like. Like, she hasn't actually confronted her about not using the name that she wants. I think it's very cute. I shrug. Of course I considered it, dreamed about it even, but there's no way she could know that. And besides...
I thought about running away many times. I thought of a lot of different ways to make sure she couldn't hurt me anymore. But the same thing stopped me every time.
There's some subtext in that.
She wouldn't just give up because I'm not around. She'd find someone else, just like she always has. And they'd die instead.
I brace for her to tell me that's ridiculous, and that I should have put myself first, or to burst into tears at the very notion. But instead, she laughs. It's not a happy laugh, though.
I see. I understand. Truly. I chose to die for someone else's sake as well. Someone I cared about very deeply.
She sighs wistfully, remembering days long gone. I can't help but smile, the same way that she laughed.
I see I'm just carrying on the family tradition then.
Let's make sure it ends with you.
I nod. It will, one way or
I
another.
am glad, though, to know that her family turned out to have people as wonderful as you.
I'm really not anything that special.
I disagree. Not just anyone could have done what you have.
She leans forward, wrapping her arms around me in a gentle hug. This time I don't hesitate. I hug her back. Family. It's never been a word that really meant much to me. All I've ever had was a monster in my home. Now that I realize that's no longer the case. We separate and I gesture towards the door. She nods. Together we leave the room and rejoin the rest of our family. Oh, back to Maddie. That was a quick Morgan. Morgan quickie, as they might say. Abigail and Morgan come out of Tara's room and join us, both smiling. I'll have to ask her about what they talked about later tonight. But right now I'm just enjoying the moment. I feel like more at peace than any time since arriving in Eisenfeld. My favorite music playing too. Even during the sweetest moments with Abigail, there was still the lingering bleakness of being a ghost. Now, despite the threat of Evelyn, it feels like there's a chance of everything turning out well. As we talk, Morgan's cat comes and hops up in my lap. I would have expected her to take to Abigail, not me. I scratch behind her ears and she leans into the motion, purring contentedly. Tara notices and sits up straight.
Wait a sec. Mads, I just realized. But you haven't met Gelidura yet, right?
I have. Back in the shop, right after we arrived. Remember?
No, I mean, like, met her. Morgan was right. She really can talk.
She can. I can.
The cat looks up from my lap, staring into my eyes. Her tail swishes lazily.
If I feel like it.
God, same.
Then why didn't you sooner?
It's the first question that comes to mind. I was gonna say, I didn't feel like it. Jella closes her eyes. After a moment, I start to think that she's fallen asleep. Then she opens them once more.
I didn't feel like it.
I look over at Morgan, sitting across from me.
I guess I owe you an apology.
It's fine. She certainly didn't make it easy to believe.
Gelidora stands up, her tail lashing, as she strides over to drape herself across Abigail. In response, Abigail strokes Gelidora's fur, looking almost as gleeful as when we had our first meal. I was gonna say that no cat would be like this with people that they've just met. But this image, though, just reminds me a lot about how my cat used to like climb up onto my dad as he was like watching sports and shit, and they look just like that on the couch. And again, I have like a white and brown cat, so it's kind of similar-ish.
I didn't know if I could trust you. Now I know.
I leave the two of them to their cooing and cuddling and walk over to the front window, peering outside. How many times have I stared at the stars these past few nights? Abigail taught me a few constellations, but tonight, it looks like an entirely different sky. I rest my head against the window pane, soaking in the starlight and calm.
Hey, by the way, you said you only came into the village that one time, right?
Yeah, we didn't want to risk it any more than that. Not with how close we came to Evelyn.
Makes sense. You, didn't see anything embarrassing when you were spying on us, right?
Yes, we did.
We weren't spying! Or at
Oh,
least
now
we weren't trying
she's getting
to.
red.
But no. Thank God.
Oh, phew. For real though, after this is over, but before we leave, you've got to show us some of the cool spots in the forest.
That's when Abigail realized that she had a voyeuristic streak.
Sure, that'd be fun. Actually, do you want to go right now?
Oh wait, for real?
I can show you the fairy clearing at least. That's our favorite spot.
How long a walk is it? It's getting kinda late.
Oh, we wouldn't need to walk.
Tara's face slowly morphs from puzzlement to excitement as she realizes what I'm
I
suggesting.
mean, like, magic?
Magic? I know.
Oh, hell yeah!
Her enthusiasm startles Gelidora, who hops up and runs away. Abigail gestures in vain for her to come back.
You two up for a field trip? ...
Sure.
Gelidora traipses back in, returning to Abigail's feet. Abigail perks up
Would
immediately.
you like to come with us, Miss Gelidora?
I suppose so. Oh, carry me.
This is me, dog. This is just me. Oh, you wanna go somewhere, Vina? Yes. You can carry me there. Abigail gladly obliges. I lead everyone outside to the tree line, just in case there's anyone watching. I gather everyone to a circle, and the four of us lock hands while Gelidora perches on Abigail's neck.
Okay. 3, 2.
Whoops, I cut you off there. The forest greets me and I respond in kind. It shows us the way to its heart, to the lake. I hold Abigail and Tara's hands tightly and breathe the softest sigh. I thank the forest, then we get gay subliminal messaging. I open my eyes and we're here. As soon as we arrive, I can feel the presence of the fairies in my mind. They're instantly aware where we are, and I send them all a mental greeting, which is returned right away. Gelidora sticks her ears back and her tail begins to lash harder than before. I wonder if she can feel the magic too. Before I can ask, Tara whistles a nod.
Dang, Mads. You really leveled up, huh?
I put all my skill points into magic.
You fucking nerd. Even Morgan looks dumbstruck, something I'm not used to from her. I would say it too, though, to be fair. She tilts her head back, staring in open-mouthed wonder at the glimmering trees and fairy lights.
What is this place? Are we really still in the forest?
Yes, it's a very special grove. It was one of the first places I brought Madison. We came back here many times.
It definitely feels magical. Oh, damn it. I should have brought my camera.
And there's a little indent in the snow from when we made out with one another. We all head down to the pond. Tara and Morgan gawk at its unfrozen waters the same way I did when I first saw it. I feel a strange sense of pride seeing them so excited about this place. Guys, I can't say gawk anymore without thinking the thing. A loud buzzing sound instantly fills the air. Before I can warn Tara and Morgan what's about to happen, fairies burst forth from the trees. Tara yelps in shock as I pass over her, wings beating noisily.
Your Majesty! You're back!
Damn, I'm being called out here.
You returned!
Hello, you three.
It's nice to be greeted so enthusiastically, even if I didn't exactly want to be queen. I wave, expecting the three of them to come to me right away. But to my surprise, the fairies sail right past me and flock around to Abigail instead.
Our queen!
Gelidora hisses as Abigail shrinks back, looking afraid. Wait, Gelidora is the queen? Didn't I say this whole time? Gelidora is the key. Something about Gelidora is gonna beat Evelyn.
I'm not your queen. She's over there.
Abigail tries to point to me, but the fairies ignore her.
No, you're not. We know you aren't. It isn't you!
One of them reaches for Gelidora, and she swats at the fairies with one paw, just like Abigail did when we first encountered them. The fairies react with shocked indignance, mouths open in identical shapes of puzzlement. If you remember earlier, Gelidora is a fairy that Evelyn captured and then polymorphed. And now Gelidora's been a cat for so long that she acts like a cat now. Evelyn develops a cat allergy. Oh, that's the worst curse, man. They abandon verbal communication and instead emanate a wave of questioning curiosity. Although I can feel it, it's not directed at me. By listening, or rather feeling, I realize who they're communicating with. Gelidora.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just to be sure I'm right, I communicate a request for confirmation. Despite their discomfort, Gelidora turns to me from Abigail's arms, blinking languidly. Let me finish off my coffee while the ad plays here. I told you guys before, Gelidora is the key.
Yes, that's right.
Now I'm the one whose jaw drops in shock.
Care to fill us in, Mads?
Cat? Gelidora? Fairy Queen.
Everyone is silent for a moment, even the fairies. Then Abigail clears her throat.
Does that mean I should set you down then?
No, this is fine.
Oh my god. Wait a second. A little seed of hope blooms instantly within my heart. The fairies answer my question before I can even think it. The seed of hope withers and dies in response.
Maddie?
Right. The fairies probably asked her, or the fairies probably tried to communicate with Gelidora to ask if she would be queen again, and Gelidora either couldn't hear them or turned it down. I close my eyes tightly. I see Gelidora in my mind's eye, and the rest of the world fades away as I speak to her. Once again, the fabrics of time tear and disappear. The fairies guide our voices. Gelidora can't be Fairy Queen. Not anymore. Not after what the Moonsick One did to her. Evelyn. Hold on, wait. I want to see that Doki Doki flash again. Wait, you saw that, right? The last piece of the puzzle fall into place. I see it clearly. Evelyn, the rogue fairy burning under the moonlight. The Fairy Queen ritual gone wrong. Gelidora running after Evelyn. And then disappearing. Without realizing it, I've reached out for Gelidora, stroking her fur. The fairies and I communicate with the heart of the woods. Title drop. To free her and restore her rightful place on the throne. The woods usher forth its strength. The fairies conglomerate around us, the buzzing increasing in frequency until it's a dull hum. I reach within myself. The waxing moon basks the scene, and I gather its light into a pool in my hands. Reaching out, I can feel the magic on Gelidora begin to vibrate violently. It burns to the touch. Gelidora yowls out in pain, and all at once the magic shatters and melts away. With a gasp, I'm back to the present. Abigail rushes over to catch me, and the effects of time return. Their interest in their obsolete queen waning. Fairies clump back up and get ready to depart.
We'll see you again soon.
When the moon is at its brightest.
One way or another.
So, can Gelidora not be reversed? With that cheerful reminder, they take off, fading out of sight. I separate their thoughts from my own and push them away.
Madison, what happened?
I take a deep breath and steady myself. Abigail scoops the pain Gelidora into her arms, penning and cooing.
It's a long story. I'll tell you later. Gelidora, are you alright?
Yes. It was foolish to think you, new Spring Queen, could dispel such a powerful curse on a waxing moon.
Gelidora turns away and grooms herself. I feel a rush of guilt. Tara touches my arm slightly.
You okay, Mads?
Yeah, I'm fine.
She grins and pats my back. Trying to ease the mood, she stretches wide and lets out a huge, nervous laugh.
Oh, good. Well, that wasn't like anything I expected. The fairies, especially.
What did you think they'd be like?
I have no idea. But it definitely didn't involve your cat being a queen.
Well, she can't really be a queen yet until we, beat the shit out of Evelyn.
I would have gotten you the nicer cat food if I'd known.
Yo, Gelato, how come you never
Gelato.
told us you were a fairy queen?
Gelidora doesn't even deign to look at Tara.
You never asked.
Look at that fucking cat smile right there. Look at that little smug-ass bitch right there. As soon as we arrive back in the cabin, Abigail makes a mad dash towards the couch and flops down on it with a loud thud. I'm a little surprised by how quickly she covers the distance. Gelidora leaps from her arms and trots over to the kitchen, immediately sticking her face in her food bowl.
Oh, my feet.
Are they sore? I can imagine walking around again after so long might be a bit draining.
No, it's not that. It's these boots.
Abigail kicks off her boots and sends them flying, eliciting a yelp of surprise from Tara as one of the boots nearly hits her down.
Your feet are bigger than mine. Do you have any idea what it feels like to get snow in your boots for the first time in 200 years?
I was gonna suggest that Morgan rub her feet, but I guess that's not happening today. And then, have the other two of them watch on while not Morgan, sorry, Maddie. While Maddie gets fucking red in the face. That would be hilarious. The three of us shudder in unison at the thought. Tara takes another step away from the boot, as if she's afraid of it infecting her with cold feet.
I can tell you right now that when we do go to America, I'm going to be spending the entirety of the winter months indoors.
Am I projecting again? This whole stream is just me projecting, you realize? That's where I get all my content, is from my, constant projection and coping mechanisms. I can't help grinning at her words. Even if it wasn't entirely serious, that's the first time I've heard her speak about our future together with that much certainty. I make my way to the couch and sit down beside her, putting my arm around her without a second thought. She leans against me, our bodies perfectly aligned. Okay. I'm not completely serious when I say that. Yet you have to realize that most of the things that I say are completely sarcastic. Oh,
When
look
the
at
summer
this.
months roll around, I am definitely taking you ladies to the beach.
Beach, beach, beach. Abigail instantly perks up at that, clasping her hands together and leaning towards Tara with a huge grin on her face.
Yes! Goodness! The sand, the sun. I'd love to see the ocean.
Morgan seems a little less enthusiastic about the prospect of the beach, her face an expression more of concern than excitement.
If we go to the beach, I'm going to end up looking like a lobster.
Yeah, but you'd be a really hot lobster.
One might say a cooked lobster. I try as hard as I can to express a groan, but Morgan and Abigail both chuckle. Abigail I can understand. The fact that Morgan genuinely finds this kind of thing endearing is baffling. I bet Abigail doesn't even know what she means by hot. That's like a 1970s term. Like, she probably thinks like, yeah, she'd be like a cooked lobster, yeah, haha.
Thanks, babe. So, Abigail, what's the most interesting invention you've seen since you came back?
I suppose... I haven't seen much of it, but the internet seems like a wonderful tool. I love the idea of being connected and sharing thoughts, feelings, and creativity with everyone around the world.
God, Abigail's gonna be a blogger.
My girl! There isn't a single person more qualified to teach you about the internet than I am. We are gonna have a blast.
There is no way I'm going to let you be the one to show her around the web. You get into enough trouble on your own.
What's the no for? Don't let Tara show her? Tara would get her on the deep one.
But Madison, doesn't Tara perform on the internet? I assume that means she's very knowledgeable about its workings.
Tara raises an eyebrow and leans down to place her hands on the table, staring closely at Abigail.
So Mads told you about Terranormal, huh?
Oh no.
She told me some things. I know you tell stories about supernatural occurrences and that you take them very seriously, even when they're quite obviously untrue.
Did she now?
Sweetie, maybe we shouldn't...
Sweetie.
Sweetie, maybe we shouldn't...
She just copied that twice. You're going off script again, Maddie. But it's great. You can ad-lib all you want.
And she told me that people all over the world enjoy watching you. It sounds like you must be an incredible storyteller.
Nice save.
Tara breaks in the same massive grin she puts on when she knows that she's found a new audience.
You don't know the half of it, Abby. I've got 1 million of them.
Actually, you've got 250,000. I roll my eyes and lean back against the couch. Abigail just moves closer, ready to hear what Tara's going to say next. Just looking at her feels healing. If listening to Tara's stories makes her happy, then Tara can tell as many stories as she wants. Not that I'd ever never tell Tara that, of course. One story turns to another. Morgan and I chime in with a correction every now and then, but we mostly let Tara work her magic. Abigail keeps asking questions, and Tara keeps eating them up. If Morgan's anything like me, she must enjoy seeing the girl she loves acting so happy. I know I am. I don't know what's going to happen after this. We're still in danger. We still don't have a way out. That doesn't mean we can't enjoy our time together. All of us. You know, one of the weirder double dates I've been on, but not the weirdest. Remember when we were watching Arctic Song last night after stream? And she called the scene with like you, Graha, Wu Clamat, and Aaronville the double date. I keep thinking about that. I just wish that I could shake the feeling that this is the last time we'll have this chance. We stay like that for a while, telling stories, making jokes, and most importantly, talking about our future. Whether it happens or not, talking about it puts all of us at ease. We talk about sharing technology with Abigail, getting her and Morgan new wardrobes, where we're going on to go on dates when we get back. In those moments, it all feels real, like we're remembering moments that haven't happened yet. Eventually, the sun begins to dip below the horizon. We have another huge meal to Abigail's delight. Afterwards, Tara tells even more stories as Morgan and I clean up after them. Not sure if the 4 of us are going to stay in one apartment for long when we get back, but I think I'd really enjoy being around Tara and Morgan. Not as much as I enjoy being around Abigail, of course, but enough enjoyment to make me want to stick with them. In time, Abigail starts to yawn and blink wearily as Tara talks. She hasn't had a chance to sleep since she got her body back, so she's no doubt unprepared for the strength of the body's need to rest. When the sun finally sets, we say our goodbyes and head for our room. Oh my god, hydrate, Redeem. My body. Alright. I'm already looking forward to tomorrow. We're going back to Morgan. Close the door to Tara's room and lean against it to steady myself. I'm still trying to process everything that happened. I have family. Real family. Family that doesn't want to hurt me. I'm not just talking about Abigail. When I was watching the three of them talk and laugh together, I felt like I was at home. Like this is where I've always belonged. Like it's what I deserve.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry, just trying to wrap my head around all this.
There's a parable being told here. There's clearly some thematic subtext in that bit. Even if she's kind of telling more than showing.
I getcha. There's a lot to unpack. You can take your time with it. I guess that means now isn't really a good time to talk, huh?
What do you mean?
I wanted to talk to you about something, or ask you about something, I don't know. It can wait if you still want to work on getting your stuff sorted.
Is something wrong?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I've just been thinking about some stuff.
Like...
Tara takes a deep breath and scoots back on the bed. She curls her legs up towards herself, taking on a surprisingly subdued posture.
It's... well... You know how Abby's been calling us a couple all day? Even though we told her we're not.
Yeah, she's not very good at taking hints.
Okay, but you call each other babe, you know? How do you not see that and then say, or are they a couple, you know?
I'm not sure if that's it. I think she's just, like, direct. Kinda like you. Runs in the family, I guess. I know we agreed that we were going to stay friends, or whatever you'd call this, until this is all over. I get that. But after seeing the two of them, I'm not sure if I feel like that anymore. We've still got a lot of shit left to deal with. We still don't have a plan. But I think that's okay?
He shrugs half-heartedly and looks down. I want to give her a hug, but I can't move.
Abby put a name on this thing we have when we couldn't, and maybe she's wrong, but I don't want her to be. I really love you, Morgan. I don't want to deny that. I want to be closer than just friends that love each other.
Don't.
A word leaves my mouth before I have the chance to think about it.
What?
Please don't ask.
I'm sorry.
It's not that I don't want to. That's why I'm asking you not to say it. Because I know I'll say yes if you do.
Morgan's stock's going up. This is sad. She looks up at me. I can practically hear the cogs turning in her head.
Why don't you want to say yes?
People get hurt when they get close to me. I don't even like having friends because of how guilty I feel when Evelyn gets in the way. I'm already so close to you. Closer than I've ever been to anyone. But if I put a label on it, a part of me just feels like it would put you in more danger.
I feel so stupid saying it aloud. It's just a word. Why am I afraid of a word?
Besides, I've never had a girlfriend before. I don't know what it could mean for me. Or for you.
What do you mean? What about the one that taught you how to knit?
Oh no, how could I forget about that lie? It was just so easy to say back then. It made me seem like I knew what I was doing. It made it easier to ignore what happened to those girls. Tara's understood everything about me, but I don't want her to tell her about what I did with them, or why I did it.
Hey, it's cool. I've had plenty of girls lie about having girlfriends before. It's just a thing people do.
What did she do with them? probably Evelyn did something to them more than anything else, but she may have lied to them too to get sex out of them, potentially? I'm not sure. Because just like that, she was... We've known a lot that Morgan's just gotten by lying a lot in her life.
We can just forget about it. We're past lies now, right?
The words stab at me like needles. It's not like she's trying to force this out of me. I could even tell myself that this isn't a lie. It's just not telling her about something she never asked about.
There's more to it than a simple lie.
Wait, what am I saying? What am I doing?
There are still things I haven't told you about me. About what I've done. Things that could make you change your mind.
Clara manages a weak smile. It's hard to be reassuring when you don't know what you're reassuring someone about.
If you don't want to date, that's okay. I get it. But nothing you can tell me is gonna change how I feel about you.
I mean, that stuff is in the past now, and while it does have consequences, I think Morgan's changed quite a lot, and I'd be pretty confident that Morgan wouldn't continue to lie in the future. Lie or hurt or manipulate people, but I hate feeling like this. I've already learned how to get close to people, and now I'm back to pushing her away.
Do you remember what I called myself the first time we talked to Jayla Dora?
A shell. But you know that's bullshit now, right? We're gonna make sure Evelyn can't get in your head anymore.
Evelyn isn't the only one that made me feel that way.
My throat feels dry. I need something to drink, but I know what'll happen if I stop. If this closes, it won't open again.
I didn't learn how to knit from an ex-girlfriend. I learned from Hannah. I had feelings for her. We were close. But she cut off all contact with me when I told her how I felt. Word travels fast in Eisenfeld. Within a week, everyone in the village knew I was gay. That's when bad things started happening to Hannah. She slipped on a patch of ice and broke her leg. A few days later, her dog died. The next week, she came down with the worst flu any of us had ever seen.
Fucking Evelyn.
I knew it was Evelyn's doing. But who was going to believe me? As far as they were concerned, all this happened because she rejected me. I'm pretty sure some of the older people in the village still think I'm a witch.
I clench my fists, digging my nails as far into my palm as they'll go before my limbs freeze up. As far as they'll go until the icy hex within me takes over again.
Nobody talked to me for a month. You told me that you spoke to some girls our age back when you were doing interviews. Did you ask them about me?
Yeah, we did.
What did they say?
Nothing really bad or anything. One of them seemed closer to you than the other two, and her friend was kind of teasing her about it. Just typical stuff.
As if any of them have the right to mock each other. They're all the same.
I probably slept with her.
I wait for Tara to voice her disbelief, but she doesn't say a word.
After Hannah got better, girls started coming by the store. They always had some kind of excuse. They'd start dropping hints. Talk about how they'd always been curious about what it was like to be with a girl. How they didn't have anywhere to be that day.
I see. So, it's the kind of thing where you're using a, like, intrusively using a gay person to explore sexuality, right? There's a difference between exploring sexuality earnestly and, like, lying and manipulating your way into it and, like, objectifying the person that you're with. Yeah. I've never had anyone be... Have I never had anyone be? Hold on. I think I haven't had anyone ever be objectifying to me in that way. But I've had people try to explore other facets with me, but not really. Probably made them feel more compelled to be out of fear that it might happen again. But Evelyn, yeah, and Well, at this point, they don't think Evelyn's responsible. They think she's responsible. But also that sleeping with her might protect them in some way, too. You know, that could be another twisted way of doing this, right? Like, we have to appease her. Because if we don't appease her, then you're gonna end up like Hannah there, who was met with, like, back-to-back-to-back misfortune. And that, you know, explains in a way why the villagers hate her so much, is because of... We've already talked about the witchy shit. But if the villagers feel compelled to appease her for their own survival, then it's understandable why they all hate her. I still can't look at her. Any rational person would judge me for this. I don't judge myself, but no, people don't judge. I wouldn't judge you for this because you're really the victim who's being objectified in this situation.
They always left right after. Most of them wouldn't talk about it. They'd just go back to their normal lives. I guess some of them talked, though. Soon enough, I got a reputation. I knew I was being used. I resigned myself to being a shell. So I let them use that shell.
I don't know when I started moving, but before I know it, I'm standing by the bed.
Evelyn never let me feel like this body belonged to me. She chose my clothes, she chose my style, she even chose what I do with my hair. It was her body, and she wanted it how she liked it.
The lack of bodily autonomy wasn't on my bingo card for this game. This representation of the feeling of lack of bodily autonomy after other people have made decisions for you. But I mean, I guess it probably could have been on my bingo card because of other subjects about mortality and physicality. I wasn't really expecting that. But also, Heart of the Woods deals with, like, so far Heart of the Woods has been dealing with a little bit more mature shit, I guess, than some of the other titles that we watched and listened, played and listened to, watched, read. I can't keep standing. As much as I want to push away, I sit down next to Tara. Looking at her face, I can't tell what she's thinking. My mind runs through every worst-case scenario as I make myself push onward.
But things have been different with you. For the first time, sex started to mean something. Being open started to seem possible. Being myself started to seem possible. But all I know about myself is how easy it is for other people to use me. If I go out into the world and live for myself, I don't know what kind of person I'm going to become.
The shaking has started to subside, replaced by a painful knot in my gut. Almost there. I can make it.
What if I end up becoming someone you can't love? What if my shell is the only worthwhile part of me?
Without warning, Tara throws her arms around me and pulls me close. I unwrap my arms around her waist without even thinking. What exactly she's saying there is... It's a common thought after somebody has lost bodily autonomy in a traumatic way, and it's even something that I've written about before in poetry and also a novel I was working on.
You're not a shell, Morgan. You're the furthest thing from that. Just because someone tried to make you something other than yourself, or because people took advantage of you, that can't destroy the real you. That you has always been there. And I know it a lot better than you might think.
She nuzzles my neck and I can feel the dampness of her cheeks. She's crying.
You've got passion, you've got personality, you've got conviction, you've got so much awesome stuff in you that I couldn't name it all if you gave me a whole week. All of that is the real you.
Nara grabs me by the waist and gently leads us over to the bed. I press my forehead against hers and for once, allow myself to be comforted. She strokes my hair, Time slows to a standstill. We kiss. I held Tara close to my arms. She sits close to me. The sun is long gone, but the moon is bright enough to illuminate her smile. I'm smiling too. I close my eyes and let myself relax. I think I might actually sleep well tonight. But as always, luck isn't on my side.
Hey,
What?
do you hear that?
I strain my ears and see if I can sense anything out of the ordinary. But apart from the usual sounds of the forest, it's silent.
I can't hear anything. Maybe you dreamed it?
Unless this is a dream, it's definitely real. I can hear it right now, I swear.
I sit up in the bed and look at her. She's already most of the way up, head swaying as she looks for the source of whatever she's hearing.
Well, what does it sound like?
Kinda like,
She makes a strange whooshing sound and twirls her arms around. I don't see how our movements are part of the sound, but I doubt I'd understand what she's talking about no matter how she put it. Oh my god, look at this. Look at these animations here. It's me when I'm trying to talk about something uncomfortable here. She looks back and I wish you could just see the motion I made there, but you can't. I'm sorry. She looks back at me for confirmation, but all I can do is shrug. In response, she jumps out of bed and starts pulling her clothes on.
I'm gonna go see what it is. You coming?
She already did. Whether or not this sound is for real, I'm not about to let her go off on her own. I promised I'd protect her, and that includes protecting her from mysterious noises.
Right behind you.
Besides, as powerful as Maddie is, there's still a chance Evelyn could be trying something. I follow her out of bed and pull on my shoes. She gives me a quick grin in response, excited to have me along for the ride again. Tara bolts out the door as I finish tying my laces. A second later, I hear her banging on the door to Maddie and Abigail's room.
Mats! Are you guys making that noise?
Jesus Christ, Tara. I pull on my sweater and walk into the hall to see Maddie slowly open the door to her room, covering herself with a blanket.
Tara. It's nearly 2 in the morning. Whenever this is, can it wait till morning?
I mean, this is a good question. Does she sleep in her dress? Or the, like, lacy connecting with skin bits underneath it? It's an important question. Like, surely she takes the dress off, but the lacy under the skin bits have to stay. Also, what about the crown? What does the crown do when she's asleep? Does she take the crown off?
Come on, not you too. I thought it was coming from your room.
Abigail's voice calls out from the room, along with the rustling of sheets.
What was coming from our room?
Are you kidding me?
You think she could take it off, but it needs to be close. It's cool. We're making up some Titania canon over here. She turns and storms away from the door, moving out to the kitchen. I nod apologetically at Maddie before following Tara.
Babe, come on. Let's just go back to bed. I'm sure that whatever it is can wait until morning.
It keeps getting louder though. What if it's something dangerous? Maybe Evelyn has her own evil forest spirit and she's riding it towards the cabin or something.
There's a pang in my heart. It's cold and familiar. If the sound is that loud but none of us can hear it, maybe it's only meant for her to hear. As I try to figure out how to get her back to bed, Maddie and Abigail join me in the hallway.
So, what you doing this time?
She woke up hearing some kind of whooshing noise that I couldn't hear. I thought she'd just imagined it, but she can still hear it.
Maddie rubs her chin, puzzled. Abigail looks out at Tara with a worried expression. I can't shake the unsettling feeling in my chest either.
This isn't the first time something like this has happened, so I'd be inclined to dismiss it. But with everything else that's happened this month.
Before she could finish her sentence, Tara turns towards the door.
There! It's right outside!
Is she being affected by a charm? Abigail realizes it first. She steps towards Tara, reaching out her
Tara,
hand.
don't! What if it's...
Oh no. No. I'm an idiot. Why didn't I figure it out sooner?
Tara, stay away from the door!
She doesn't look back. As she takes another step towards the door, I will myself to start moving again. The doorknob she's fucking, Fucking Evelyn is doing the Home Alone thing and she's heating up the doorknob. Don't touch it.
Now you guys are actually gonna be able to see what I'm talking about. You're gonna feel so dumb for doubting me.
I'm running towards her, but it's too late. She grabs the handle and throws the door open.
Wait, what?
There's nothing outside. Maybe the sight will be enough to bring her back to her senses.
The sound's gone. It was right there.
She turns back to look at me. I'm only a couple steps away and I can see the expression on her face. She's terrified.
Babe, what?
A flash of light fills the room. I'm stopped dead in my tracks as I raise an arm to cover my eyes. Light dissipates and my eyes slowly readjust. In my haze, my fears are confirmed. She's gone. Tara's gone. Fucking Evelyn threw a flashbang in there and then took like a little cane and pulled her off the stage. I'm frozen. No, that was Maddie. I can't process what's happening. I'm not sure how long the tears start rolling down my face before I notice them. Maddie and Abigail look at me in silence, and then I start screaming. I've never made a sound like this. It's an angry roar that fills the cabin.
No! Morgan,
It was supposed to be me!
Damn. That VA, though. It's happening again, just like everyone before her. I love her, and now because of me, I collapse to the ground.
Not her. Please.
Hot tears fall from my cheeks and onto the floor below. I feel a pair of arms wrap around me and a voice in my ear.
Morgan, it's okay. It'll be okay.
I slowly turn toward her. She and Maddie both stand close to me. I can see how worried they are. For Tara, and for me. Maddie puts her hand on my shoulder. I flinch, but I don't pull away.
She's still alive. I can feel it. Whatever just happened didn't kill her, but it did move her. I can't figure out where yet, but I can sense her. Somehow.
That damn cane yanked her off the stage. Go look backstage somewhere. I'm sure you'll find her there.
You're sure?
I'm sure. We can find her.
I think I know where she might be.
Where?
If it was Evelyn who took her, she most likely brought her to the church. That's
Well,
where
she's
she
going
performed the
to-
ritual to...
She's going to attempt to... I mean, if they didn't come, I'm sure that she would just sacrifice Tara. But, I mean, obviously she's bait, but she could also serve as a sacrifice. She trails off, but I know what she was about to say. The transfer ritual. She wants Tara's body.
But why her? That's what she was raising me for. Why would she take her?
That's bait.
I'm not sure,
I even did the
but
finger.
I've got a feeling there's only one way to find out.
I even did the Mad Max finger pointing up.
I'd hoped we'd have enough time to come up with an actual plan before we had to face her. But we can't just let her have Tara.
I'm already heading for the door. Maddie and Abigail follow close behind.
We can figure something out on the way. Let's go.
We'll think of something. We have to. This time is going to be different. I'm not going to let Evelyn win again. I'm getting Tara back no matter the cost. And this time, I'm going to make sure Evelyn never hurts anyone again. For better or for worse. This is the end. Alright guys, thank you for playing. Oh, Chapter 6! I thought Chapter 5 was the end of the game. Okay, we're on Tara's point of view now. I don't even have time to be disoriented before I hit the stone ground hard. I struggle to pick myself up and stand, but before I can, footsteps approach. Evelyn's, of course, and I'm hauled to my feet. She does it with one hand. She's way stronger than she looks.
Hello, Tara.
I was expecting her in the church. She drags me over and throws me onto the altar. I try to resist, but my limbs won't move. Interesting distortion going on in the background.
Oh, hey! Thanks for the ride.
I'm scared. More scared than I've ever been in my whole life, but I don't want her to have the satisfaction of knowing it. She walks away, out of sight, although I can still hear her close by.
They're gonna come for me, you know. We figured out your whole plan.
Ooh.
They're probably already on their way.
Ooh. That was a nice drop right there. It's so distorted too. The guitar in the background. They're like really tuning it. Like really flat.
Let them. I'll kill them too.
Her hair is whiter than usual. You see that? Oops. I think I just skipped something real quick. Her tone is casually disinterested. She can't even give me the courtesy of pretending she cares. I wish I could move my head to see her, but I can't. I can't move any part of me other than my mouth. Maybe it's like if she makes it past midnight, maybe she'll just die on her own or something. I don't know.
It's always such a nice feeling to return here. Such a sense of renewal and energy. Although, I imagine right now, you don't feel the same way.
I don't know. I'm digging the ambience.
About to die and I'm making jokes. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? It's like Poe Dameron talking to Kylo Ren. We had a plan. One with a good chance of working. I know that Mads and the rest won't abandon me. We'll just switch it up a little. Same as if she'd taken Morgan like we expected. Honestly, it's probably better for everyone that Morgan's the one who's still free right now. He's less likely to screw something up than I am. Don't say that, Tara, even if it's kind of true. Still, it's all I can do to suppress the little voice inside me telling me to be afraid, to acknowledge I'm going to die or worse.
Really? You should be thanking me.
For what? I must have missed it.
Because by dying here, you've given poor Morgan another chance. If she runs away now, I have no more need of her. I'll let her live. Of course, if she turns up here with any delusions of grandeur, she'll die along with the rest of them.
Like subtle eye change. A chill runs up my spine. Because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there's no way she won't come for me. That she won't run away. Still, the way that Evelyn can talk so clearly about her own daughter makes it hard for me to even keep up my attitude.
You really don't feel anything, do you? You raised her, you lived with her, and even after all that...
Finally! You get something right. I don't feel anything for her. You got something wrong, too.
Evelyn halts and stalks closer to the altar. Close enough that I can see her widely dilated pupils. The razor-sharp points on her fangs. Look at her eyes. They've changed to single color. Or if there is color in it, it's very, very, like, muted.
I didn't raise her. I cultivated her. From the minute she was born, I prepped her for this fate. To be a worthy vessel. How could I have known that a much more useful one would arrive at my doorstep? Just days away from my ascension.
How is Tara more useful? It's, yeah, very, very subtle. How is Tara more useful? She probably has less years because of all the spironolactone she's taken. Now she takes a step back, letting the moonlight fall across her. She arches her back like a cat, enjoying it. Fucking transform. I want to see you transform. She raises an arm and I'm lifted into the air like a circus performer, suspended from nothing. My arms are snapped to the sides. I struggle as hard as I can, but I can't move at all. I can't even flail around. Still, her words pique my curiosity, and I'm dying to know what she meant. Since I might be dying anyway, I might as well ask.
More useful how?
Because
She
this
grins.
night is very, very special. For years, centuries even, I've whiled away my time here in Eisenfeld. It's amused me to no end.
Actually, I think I know why she's useful, because... well... Tara can probably extend her influence, right?
But I've grown bored of it.
Yeah.
I desire to see more of the world. And while any human body would do, I suppose, there's merit
Exactly.
in one such as yourself. One with influence and fame.
Literally an influencer. I don't even know the words to convey how disgusted I feel. It's not enough for her to steal my body, but she also wants to pretend to be me. I think the horror I must feel shows on my face because she smirks. And as she does, skin starts to shimmer and shake, like there's light just underneath it. Thin thread of ethereal matter, like the spell that she used to bring me here, ekes into existence. It stretches between her hand and my chest. The second it comes into contact with me, I feel like all the strength is sapped out of me, like I'm being sedated. I hope I'm only passing out and not dying. I'm not sure if the two feel different. It would suck extra hard if I was dying, though. Because then my last sight would be Evelyn, sneering cruelly. Just before it all goes black, she manages to get in one final taunt.
What an ironic fate for you, don't you think? You came out here seeking magic, and now you've found it.
Shit, that music drop right there. That's what I was saying, though, is that, like, a literal influencer, she could get anybody she wants to come to Eisenfeld. You know, manipulate anybody into coming here so that she could, you know, sacrifice them, eat their life energy, whatever she wants to do. We're up and ready to go nearly the instant that Tara disappears. It's a shock, of course, but not the one that messes up all of our plans. I walk to the front door, which is still open and banging in the wind.
I'm going to fucking kill her if she hurts Tara.
Amen, brother.
Tara will be fine. She's tough. Besides, we've got a plan, right?
After a long moment, I nod.
Right.
Maddie turns back to face Abigail, who's half hidden by the bedroom door.
Are you sure you want to go, sweetheart? You can stay here.
Yeah. I guess. She could also influence more people's, like, charm more people if she could, interact with them from a distance. Are you sure you want to go, sweetheart? Aw.
Of course not. There's no way you're doing this alone. I'm just a little nervous, that's all.
Me too. I'm a lot nervous, actually. We'll be fine, though.
If she keeps saying that, it'll be true, right? I wish I could believe it. I wonder if Maddie even does. I scoop up Gelador and wait outside. We need to leave now, but I force myself not to rush them along. A minute later, they follow me outside. Just flipping through the different tile sets. We hurry out into the woods. Despite some wind and fog, the night is relatively clear.
Are you sure you don't want me to just take you to the church? I could have us there in a second.
I know, but she can't know about your powers yet. If we arrive too fast, then Evelyn will know something's up.
Checks out. It would be nice to take the easy way like that. We can't do anything rashly. Not if it might hurt Tara in the long run.
Right.
We have to wait until her soul is out of its body. That's when we'll send the signal.
Do you know how long that'll last? Like, how long it'll be exposed?
I have no idea. I hope it won't be instant.
You hope?
I nod. I wish I knew more, I really do. But it's magic, and magic is rarely predictable. That's the only thing that I can say with confidence about it. I'm not sure what more I should say. This is where we have to part. Even though I'm making the rest of my journey on foot, Maddie and Abigail will need to use magic to get to the fairy clearing. Before we do, there's one last thing I need to say.
Maddie? I know there isn't really time, but I need to say this, since I might not get another chance to.
Gelador nuzzles my chin, reassuring me.
I'm sorry. That doesn't even come close to describing it, but it's all that I can say. For bringing you out here, getting you involved in all of this. I never imagined any of it would turn out this way. So if you still hate me, I understand. I just wanted you to know.
It feels good to have the words out there. I've spent so much time apologizing these past few weeks, but it's still a bit of a relief every time.
Morgan, well, first of all, I accept your apology, but I promise, I never hated you. It was my fault for acting like such a bitch when we first got here. And as for everything else, well, some of it might have been Terra's fault, but a lot of it was my fault too.
It's the first time you're ever hearing the Fairy Queen say she was a bitch.
So, let's get this over with. We'll save Terra, take care of Evelyn, and then we'll all go home. Simple, right?
I just nod again. I'm not sure I can talk right now. Not without crying. And I hate crying. I wish it were that simple. I hope it will be that simple. But it rarely is. I swallow the lump in my throat. I have to say something. I got another choice. It's this one, right? 3 choices. 3, 4, and 6. One way or another to end tonight, or I'll keep Terra safe. What do you guys think? I feel like the bottom one might suggest that Tara does not get sacrificed and Morgan gets sacrificed instead. Keep Tara safe. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking there, Lana. What's that All-American Rejects song? It Ends Tonight. Is that the name of the song? You want me to do It Ends Tonight. But Ralph wants to keep Tara safe. So, what are we gonna do here? Do we go with the All-American Rejects? I'm leaving Eisenfeld and taking Tara with me. Or no matter what it takes. I'll go with the bottom one.
One way or another, this ends tonight.
I don't know what it takes. Evelyn will be stopped. Tara and I will leave for the life we talked about. That I've dreamt about for so long. I'm going to protect my legacy. I'm not going to let her hurt anyone else. Maddie and Abigail smile weakly. I wonder how I must appear to them. At first, Maddie thought I was crazy. Even when she accepted my apology, I wonder if her opinion has changed. It doesn't matter what she thinks, though. All that matters is getting out of here alive.
I'll see you too soon.
I don't waste any more time talking. I set off for the church. I will say that, like, in Please Be Happy, it can be kind of obscure what certain decisions will mean by the end of the game. So it might not be what you think it is, but I have a feeling that this one's pretty straightforward. There's snow effect there. This is hardly a plan. It's barely more than I do. It relies far too much on luck and everything going our way, but it's all we have. The furious winds tell me that I'm in the right place, as if there were any doubt. When I approach the doors of the church, they blast open. I've been expected. I don't waste any time. I rush in. They're Russian? I thought they were German. Tara floats in midair, suspended by invisible magic. She lies prone, but with her arms and legs apparently locked in place. She looks dead. A colorful cloud floats around her, with a long tail spiraling back towards her body. I don't even need to be told, I know that's her soul. It thrashes about as much as a cloud can, but it is seemingly locked out. Below, Evelyn stands, hunched, with her back to me. A trail of malevolent white magic tethers her to Tara. Do you remember what Abigail said earlier? Also, I'm going to get to this in a second. Do you remember what Abigail said earlier? That most people try to resist being killed and let their souls become tattered in the process. Also, that the transformation is starting. And also, like, the white hair, I knew she was getting whiter. I knew this bitch was getting whiter. Moonlight pours through the window behind them, piercing Tara and illuminating Evelyn. When she hears me enter, she stands up straight, her back cracking obscenely. God, I want some sort of a mono transformation right here, please. Please give it to me. She's disgusting.
Morgan,
Oh my god!
you came.
Okay. They got me. I said a mono. They got me with the Kuchisake Onna. Or whatever it is. Her voice isn't the voice I know. It's raspy and inhuman. It echoes around the church louder than it should be, dragging itself from corner to corner. You can't tell me. You can't tell me they didn't take inspiration from Doki Doki Literature Club. If Josh Kaplan were to tell me he didn't take any inspiration from Doki Doki, or at least whoever did the screenplay of this, or the storyboarding, I'm gonna call them a fucking liar to their face. Her voice isn't the voice I know. It's raspy and inhuman. It echoes around the church louder than it should be, dragging itself from corner to corner.
I knew you would. You always do.
Her body spasms and twitches as it's electrified. Still, her voice remains steady and flat.
Of course I came. You're not taking Tara. You're not taking anyone else ever again.
But Doki Doki is the most famous horror VA out there. She laughs, but it sounds like a choke. There's no humor in it. It's inhuman.
Do you know how many times I've heard that before? Countless. And yet, here we are. Predictable. You humans always are. Curiously so. You have all this freedom, but you don't know how to use it.
VA is going off right now.
Pity, pity, pity.
Oh my god.
Pity. Soon I'll have taken the body of your friend, and you will be dead, and I will be far, far gone.
Calm down. Calm down there, bird girl.
You see, I've grown tired of playing pretend out here in the woods. I've decided it's time for something new. And Tara is going to give that to me.
You'll still be a pretender.
Gelladora. Evelyn seems to notice Gelladora for the first time, and she licks her bloody lips.
You. So, you're here too. Fitting.
Evelyn's gaze narrows, and her eyes widen once again. She points imperiously at Gelladora and I, and the stone walls of the church rumble in response.
I can tell. You're still no queen. No more than that brat who stands beside you. You're still powerless. Tell me.
Who's the pretender now?
God. A brick detaches itself from the ceiling, plummeting down straight towards us. I dart out of the way, barely managing to avoid it. Gelladora yells as I squeeze her harder than intended.
You're just as pitiful as she is. What did you think you could do? How did you think you had any chance? Or is it just human nature to try? Even if you're doomed to fail.
The moon is at its peak, or close to it. If she waits much longer, she won't be able to complete the ritual, and she'll have done our job for us. Maybe she knows this because she turns away from us once again. I have to stop her. Like I said, if that clock strikes 12, and she hasn't completed the ritual, she's done. I push my legs forward, but some invisible force pushes back. Like moving through quicksand, I can barely inch forward. Something's protecting her. Inch by inch, I have to keep moving. A pulsing ball of magic starts to form in front of Evelyn, and she focuses intently on it. The light from the moon falls directly on her. Her skin reacts to it, bubbling and boiling like hot wax. It must be agonizing, but she doesn't react. Maybe she's beyond pain. Gelador leaps out of my arms, making her own way beside me. Her breathing is ragged and labored. Neither of us waste energy on more words. I don't know what I'll do if I reach Evelyn. I just know that I can't sit still. The coalescing ball of magical energy continues to grow and grow, taking on a sinister dark hue, the color of moonless night, the color of an empty void. It starts to spin, crackle, and shimmer. That's when I realize it's this for the soul transfer. It's too strong, too unstable. A tendril of malevolent energy suddenly shoots straight up towards me. Moves too fast for me to react. It pierces me like an arrow. Godless, fiery pain burns through my veins. My whole body stiffens, refusing to move. I can't even cry out. Each individual of my atom of my body feels like it's being tortured, like a burning needle is driven through them. I want to scream. I want some sort of release. I'm not even granted that mercy. Behind the pain there's a rising, mounting horror. I'm going to die here after all, aren't I? My vision starts to go black. I welcome oblivion. At least then, I won't have to hurt anymore. I try to move my eyes to fixate on Tara. If I'm going to die, I at least want my last sight to be of her, even like this. Can't even manage that. All I can see is Evelyn. She says something, her lips moving, but I'm deaf to it. All I can hear is a deep, resonating, ringing sound inside my ears like some perverse spell toll. Even Evelyn's eyes go wide. Wider than before. Wide because it hasn't killed her. The air behind her shimmers and shakes, just like her magic spell. Empty space tears itself open as she's sucked backwards like a rag doll. In an instant, the magic and pain are gone, leaving behind no trace. I fall forward, my momentum having been locked in place with me, and just ahead, Tara crashes to the ground limply. I stagger to my feet, not trusting my body to support me, but it does. The complete absence of pain is a shock in its own right. I feel like I should be experiencing the after effects, but I'm not. All that lingers is the memory. Gelador scurries over to me.
Morgan, are you alright?
I think so. I feel fine, actually. What happened to Evelyn?
She looks the back of her paw for a second, then stops.
I'm afraid that I panicked and I sent the signal to Madison. I tried to help you, but I couldn't. My own power is still weak. Not nearly enough to match Evelyn's.
She'd teleport her out? There's no changing it now. None of this matters if Maddie isn't able to stop Evelyn. It was going to be unlikely to begin with. It looks like we're in a hard fight. Gelador must know as much too. She pads back and forth, her tail twitching in agitated fervor. I stroke her fur.
Still, thank you. Can you help me check on Tara?
Of course.
Hope the ad's going off here. Let me take a drink real quick. I think Maddie might have teleported Evelyn away. So that Evelyn can't complete the ritual on time. Or at least just sever her connection so that the soul can return back to Tara. We rush over to where Tara lies prone on the cold floor. Her soul is nowhere to be seen, which I hope means it's returned to her body. I cradle her as tenderly as I can, checking for a sign of a pulse or breath. I gently prop her against my chest, stroking her hair.
Please be okay. Please.
2 tears drip down my face, landing on hers. I didn't realize I was crying. Gelador lingers beside us, nuzzling her face against Tara's cheek.
She's alive. I can feel that much.
Is she okay, though?
I don't think she should experience any lasting effects from the magic. It's the fall to the ground that worries me more.
That's true. She fell from pretty high up onto a stone floor. I hope the tears had fallen her, steeling myself to prevent any more. I trace my finger across the curve of her jaw, down to her lips. They press together, just a bit, to kiss my finger.
Terra! Terra, can you hear me?
I'm afraid to let hope spring into my heart again. The lips move just barely.
I can't hear you.
A soft, blessedly warm gust of air against my face, she sighs and forces her eyes open.
I said, I'm dumb as bricks, babe. It'll take more than head trauma to hurt me.
Ain't that the truth? I pull her up into a hug and she pats my back.
You're okay? You're sure?
Most of that stuff inside her skull is just padding anyway, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I wipe my eyes as we part to face each other once again.
I was so scared.
I wasn't. I knew you'd save me.
I don't deserve someone like her.
Is there any way we can get to Mads? She might need our help.
We both turn to face Gelidor.
I can take us there, but I don't know how much use I'll be once we arrive.
Terra moves to question, but I place a hand lightly on her arm. Gelidor is barely holding on as is, and guilt of her inability to do more is palpable. It's all up to Maddie.
Let's go. There isn't much time.
I help Tara to her feet, and she immediately winces, hissing in pain.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Guess I just hurt my ankle in the fall.
She's able to stand on her own, giving me a shaky smile. I don't like it, but there's nothing I can do right now. At least it's only her foot, and not her head or back. With a graceful jump, Gelidor hops into my arms once again. I stand next to Terra, who leans against me for support. With one hand, I support the cat. With my other, I take Tara's other hand, my own. Then I nod.
We're ready.
Alright, going back to Maddie. So the ritual's been interrupted. My heart pounds as Abigail and I arrive on the Fairy Grove. This place has been setting the most of my favorite memories here in the forest. I could never have guessed that it would be where everything ends. My prediction, I was going to say this like an hour ago, but I didn't. I said this is going to end like Warcraft 3. I can feel the reign of chaos, not the Frozen Throne. I can feel the fairies, my subjects, watching from close by. They don't show themselves, but their presences are like tiny little pressure points in my consciousness. They're just as tense as I am. Closing my eyes, I reach out to the forest, asking for its aid. It still hurts, badly. It laments the terrible pain that it suffered. I promise that it'll be okay. It's my duty as queen to ensure this. I hold the forest in my heart, and I promise to rid it of the moonsick one. Abigail and I walk to the water's edge. Nervousness tears at my stomach. Gelidor's signal could come at any time. I have to be ready. High above, the moon offers its light to us. The whole lake is dyed in its silver glow, shimmering and refracting and amplifying. Moonlight caresses my face like a lover, warm and invigorating. I indulge in it, letting it sink in through my skin, my roots, my forest. Every little second could be crucial.
How do you feel?
She holds my hand loosely in hers.
Nervous. In a way I've never felt before. Nothing else in my life has ever been this important. There's never been life or death consequences like this. What if I screw up?
I expect to see fear reflected in Abigail's face as well. But when I turn towards her, she looks serene and unbothered.
I have complete faith in you, Madison. The fairies said that not just anyone could be queen, but that you could. They saw something in you too. We're all putting our trust in you. The whole forest is, and our friends too. We wouldn't do that if we didn't believe in you.
I wish I could use a magic spell to boost my confidence. For all the power that I hold right now, it sure feels insignificant. So far, everything has come naturally. Moving through the woods or interacting with its denizens is easy. But to use my magic against another being, that's something else entirely. But I can't let that kind of attitude overwhelm me. I can't be defeated before it even starts. Abigail's right. Everyone is counting on me, and I can't let them down. Well, either it ends like Warcraft 3, or She has to, like, throw her in the moonlit waters or something.
Thank you
For what?
for believing in me.
She leans forward and kisses my cheek.
Always.
Always. That word has meant a lot of different things to me lately. My concept of forever keeps shifting and changing. Even now, I'm not entirely sure what it means. I suppose that after tonight, I will.
You know, when we were here before, there were times that I wished it could last forever. Where it was peaceful, and just the two of us. But now, more than anything, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready for us to make new memories. Together.
Nothing would make me happier. When you came into my life, I thought that it would be fleeting, like a nice dream that I might someday look back upon and smile. I didn't dare imagine nor hope for anything more. But now, well, perhaps you've made an optimist out of me after all.
I kiss her forehead, and then her nose, and then her lips.
I love you. More than anything.
Well,
I love you too, more than anything.
Together we face forward. That's when I feel it. A cold flash of foreign fear. It stabs through my head and the idyllic scenery. I recognize the origin immediately. Gelidor's panic signal. I step away from Abigail, clearing space. I force myself to breathe evenly as I reach within myself, mentally, searching for the magic. I call upon the power within me. Unlike before, when it blossomed and flourished at my request, now it lies dormant and afraid. I understand. I'm afraid too. There's no time to be afraid. Using my authority as Fairy Queen, I coax the magic forth. The church's presence aches like an infection, and I promise the force that I'll help heal it. The magic ripples through the words. It sets upon the church, finding Evelyn easily. I can't see her in my mind's eye, but I can feel her. Feel her hatred and scorn and fear. I'm not the only one who's afraid, then. That's more reassuring than anything else. If she detects the magic that's coming for her, then I can't tell. At my will, the tendrils of magic wrap around her like vines. Then I stick my hand out, my physical, actual hand, and I pull. So much gay. The result is immediate. Just above the surface of the lake, a ripple disrupts the air as a massive rift opens up. Within seconds, Evelyn falls forward through it, collapsing in a heap to the shore. It's wrong, though. She's still in her regular body. It's not just her vulnerable soul like it should be. I take a fearful step back. Why did Gelidor send the signal early? My blood runs cold. What if something happened to her and Morgan? What if she wasn't too early? What if I was too late? I try to rally my thoughts and concentrate on what to do. She quickly picks herself up, wild eyes casting back and forth. Her appearance is monstrous. It finally fits her personality. Her gaze falls on me and her lips curl in hatred or disgust.
So, it's you.
I'm back, bitch.
I see that even death didn't want you. And now here you are, stinking of snow and pine. Stinking of them. You wear their clothes. You bear their crown. But you are not one of them.
She lumbers forward, her steps seeming pained. She's either dazed from being pulled here or from the effects of her own spell. But I can't count on that to last.
You're right. I'm not. Just like you'll never be a human.
I need to buy myself time while I try to think.
Human? Ah, is that what you think I want? I will be more than human.
A gust of wind stirs up, likely at her calling. The trees shake and I plant my feet firmly to keep from losing my balance. Feel the barriers in my mind freeze and break away. She's gone. As the world spins around me, the moon shines down on the lake. I search for her presence within my mind, but I can't find her. Like a fish that slipped off the line. I need to calm down. My heart races, my head begins to ache and throb.
You're so fragile. So easily damaged. So easily broken.
Where's the forest spirit? The biting wind intensifies, threatening to sweep my crown away. Abigail shields herself with one arm. Evelyn, however, remains unaffected.
What's wrong, little child? Why not make this easy on yourself? I can make it painless for you this time.
Reality and illusion blur and blend, and the fabrics of my vision tear. She takes another step forward in my mind, shattering what little focus I had. She's almost close enough that if she lunged forward, she could grab me by the throat. Instead, Evelyn scratches at her own neck, her nails drawing blood, but she doesn't seem to notice. High in the sky, the moon watches over us, indifferent. I can feel its light sustaining me, the same as it bolsters her. She turns to look up at it, shivering.
Do you know why you were the first to go? Because you were the easiest. All alone, off in the woods. Tragic accidents happen all the time out there. Really, it's my daughter you have to blame for all this. It's a shame you won't get another chance.
I try to find her again with the magic, but I can't. It's like she's not even there. Where her consciousness should exist, there's nothing but a gaping hole. A void that feels familiar somehow. Her eyes glow red as she faces me again.
Looking for me.
My consciousness is immediately assaulted. My head pounds as I feel Evelyn enter it like an intrusive thought. With every push and pull, she rips at my soul. My magic quakes under her power, flickering and fearful. I try to reach out and pull and grab it, pull my own consciousness and strength into me, but every time I get close, it's yanked away. Unrelenting, overwhelming. Die, die, die. It echoes and reverberates in my skull. I choke, momentarily forgetting how to breathe. Every single thought, every single idea snatched and destroyed. I can't even see anymore.
I knew it! Your gifts are wasted on you. Queenship is wasted on you. What good is power if you don't know how to use it? All of you are the same.
The searing pain in my head forces me to my knees.
Your friends couldn't save you then, just as you can't save them now.
An unseen force shoves my head upwards, making me look at Evelyn. A peculiar ringing blocks out all of her sound except for her words. I'm deaf to the wind, to the forest, to Abigail.
See what you've done, and despair.
She gestures imperiously towards the empty space between us. Just like the portal I used to bring here, another hole in space rends itself open. Through it, I can see a glimpse of the murky stained glass window of the church. Then it upends, unceremoniously spilling out my friends. Oh shit. Release their bodies. Nausea hits me at the sight. Tara is there, her body limp and broken, arms and legs splayed out in an obscene angle. Blood trickles from her mouth beneath her open, sightless eyes. Morgan is also there in a heap, though her body isn't as mangled as Tara's. A grisly wound stretches from her ear across her face down to her neck. Blood stains the sand beneath her. Even Gelidora lies there motionless, though her back is turned to me. A small puddle of water forms beneath her, spreading as she seems to melt. I scream. I want to run towards them and clutch at my heart, but I'm pinned in place. How? What went wrong? Why was this why the signal came too early? I shouldn't have left them alone. I shouldn't have gone over them. This is my fault, isn't it? Evelyn's attack my mind ceases in order to let me truly comprehend the horror before me. As much as I fight it, my heart gives way to what Evelyn asked of me. I despair. Back to Morgan. Our feet touch solid ground, and Tara immediately loses her balance. I grab her shoulder to keep her from falling. Gelidora pants heavily, the magic having taken a heavy toll on her. Maddie, Abigail, and Evelyn are on the far side of the lake. Only Abigail seems to notice us. Even from a distance, the terror on her face is clear.
Come on, they need our help.
Tara takes one step forward and then falls to the ground, clutching her ankle.
Shit!
Just then Maddie screams, in pain or in horror. A sick feeling in my stomach, all three of us turn to look, although there's nothing new to be seen. I know from experience that doesn't mean she isn't in pain. Abigail is tugging on her arm. Maddie doesn't react at all. She must be beyond even feeling it. And just behind Evelyn, a familiar-looking ball of sinister light is forming, sparkling in the moonlight. Its tendrils jolt and jag with a familiar hunger. Maddie doesn't even know. Evelyn turns back and looks at us, a sadistic grin on her face. The tendrils of magic shift and a feeling of impending doom fills my lungs. I look back at Tara, who scowls at her foot as she tries to move. There's no way she'll be able to. I don't have long to act. If I run for Evelyn, she might hurt Tara before I can get there. If I don't, there's no telling if Maddie will be able to stop her. Of course, it might be already be too late to help her anyway. Tara's gritting her teeth through the pain. If I leave her on her own, she'll be helpless. I can't let that happen. I face towards Evelyn again. I have to stop her somehow. That's all that matters. Even if the realization that it might cost me my life rushes through me. All along, I've been aware of that as a vague possibility. I'd always known it might come to that. The future which Tara and I have been pushing at the forefront of my mind. The pain I've been pushing aside to move forward. The memories and emotions of the past overflow and hit me all at once. All the things I thought I could forget. But now in this moment, faced with that decision, I freeze. My whole body seizes up and I fall to the ground.
No. No. No.
Not here. Not now. I can't afford to be paralyzed like this right now. But the cracks of my psyche freeze over and hold, and the curse within me grips my every muscle. Years of feeling nothing. Weeks of pushing forward and still fear triumphs. Is this really how it will end? Am I really not strong enough to do anything? Something soft brushes against my arm, and I look over to see Gelidora hurrying toward the lake. She turns back toward me, meeting my eyes.
Take care of Tara.
What do you mean? What?
Goodbye, Morgan. And thank you.
Everybody pour one out for Gelidora. Salute. With that, she dashes off into the lake, quickly disappearing. I don't even get the chance to yell her name. I'm able to stand knowing now that whatever happens is out of my hands. If I'm going to die, at least the curse gives me the courtesy of letting me face it on my feet. Just then, Evelyn's ball of magic crackles noisily, and I fling myself in front of Tara, shielding her with my outstretched arms. She cries out in fear, and I brace myself for the end. But it never comes. A warmth spreads throughout the clearing instead. A bright light blinds me, and I hear Evelyn vocalizing something between a gasp and a snarl. I turn just in time to see the silhouette of a beautiful woman leap from the lake. You can just, if you turn up the gamma, you can just kind of see her. Though I can't see her face, I know it's Gelidora, the real fairy queen. For a brief moment she hangs there, suspended and framed by moonlight. She waves her hands, slow, elegant gesture like a conductor directing an orchestra. Light glitters at her fingertips. And she hurls the light towards Evelyn. Two things happen simultaneously. The shards of light shred through Evelyn's form, leaving glistening luminous trails where they cut her. She remains on the shore, frozen in a position of pain, as her whole body shakes and shudders like a glitched image on the TV screen. Then she starts to melt, leaning from her feet, and working quickly up her body, she collapses inward on herself, leaving behind nothing but thick black goo that stains the sand. At the same time, Gelidora limply crashes back to the water, her life force spent. Her fragile form dissipates into starlight that's scattered across the rippling surface. Her brief return as queen, already over. Everything is quiet.
Is it over? Is she gone?
I think so.
Melting away into sludge is a fitting, hopefully permanent end. Tara and I separate, and she leans on me for support. Then we start to hear a buzzing sound. It comes from all around us, spreading through the trees. Fairies burst forth from their hiding spots, swooping over our heads and across the lake. They don't pay any attention to Tara I, nor to Gelidora's sacrifice. Instead, they flock straight to Maddie and Abigail, forming a thick cloud over their heads. I'm sorry, Geladora. I pushed thoughts about her in the back for now. I helped Tara over to where our friends are as quickly as we can manage. Maddie looks distraught, while Abigail tries in vain to comfort her. As we get closer, I'm able to hear just what it is the fairies are saying.
Our queen! Our queen!
They chant the phrase over and over. I feel nauseous as I realize the consequences of what happened. Without Geladora, there's no fairy queen to take Maddie's place. By her own agreement, she has to stay here. Forever.
It wasn't supposed to be like this. Just Tara and me, without Maddie and Abigail. And it's my fault. Something changed about the fairies' magic the instant Geladora and Evelyn died. Maddie and Abigail both faded away from sight.
What?
We didn't even get to say goodbye.
I got the worst ending.
It's not like they're actually dead, you know? So we don't really have to worry about them. Tara's been saying stuff like this since we got on the train. Since before then, in fact. Her wording makes it sound like she's trying to reassure me, but I know it's more for her own sake. Not that I mind. I'm willing to indulge anything that makes it easier for her. That's true. And with Maddie's magic, I'm sure they'll never be bored or lonely. Yeah, for sure. Plus, I'm sure Mads can, tell her all about film theory, recite the script to her favorite movies a bazillion times. Stuff like that. That nerd. She's in tears before the sentence ends, and I pull her into a tight, guilty hug. The rumbling of the train makes it uncomfortable, its motion slamming her against my chin repeatedly, but I don't mind. As far as I'm concerned, I exist right now just to make things better for her. As much as I can. No matter how inadequate. We haven't talked about what we'll do when we get back. The prospect of a future together is equal parts bright and ominous. I know we'll get through it, together. But I also know how hard it will be. Still, we've been through worse. Much worse. Everything I own is here in this train car. The belongings that I wanted to take with me fit in a suitcase. I didn't say goodbye to anyone. I'm sure the village will be lost for a while without Evelyn, as they recover from her influence. But just like the rest of us, they'll be better off in the long run. We left most of Maddie's things behind, just in case she comes back for them, Tara explained. We also left 2 train tickets on the table in the cabin. Tara had printed 4 before we had even reunited with them, just in case. For so many years, I dreamed of a train ride like this. A one-way trip out of Eisenfeld and towards a new life. There are still hours to go before we get to the city, and then hours of waiting for our flight, and then hours to be spent in the sky. I wish I could sleep through them all. Neither Tara nor I got any rest last night, even though we tried. We just spent the whole time tossing and turning.
Convinced. Worst ending.
In my mind's eye, I kept replaying those final moments, as I hesitated, and as Geladora sacrificed herself. It was only due to the rippling moonlight that she was able to stop Evelyn, to save Tara and I. If I had done something differently, then I'm sure it wouldn't have ended that way. Maddie and Abigail could be here on the train with us, Geladora back with the fairies. Except this is real life. My choices brought us to this point, and now we have to live with them. All I can do now is make the best of what we have left. Even if it takes years, I know that we can heal. Together. I'm looking forward to that day. I'll become the kind of person that Tara deserves.
Fuck you, Josh. And Rachel. Fuck you. But, how to get the... Well, it's because we decided to save Tara over sacrificing Morgan. You know? I think if we'd done the other one, that Morgan would have died instead. And Geladora. But Maddie and Although if Gelidora dies, it doesn't matter. If Gelidora dies, Maddie and Abigail have to stay as ghosts. Or Fairy Queen and Ghost. Which in a way it's not the worst for them. They at least have each other, right? So I think I know how to get the other endings. Is it convoluted though? That was rough. Hinges on, I'm guessing it's the one choice at the end there. No, it wasn't. It was at the choice in chapter 3 that we made. Damn, I'm just... yeah. Like I said, it's not all bad. Because Maddie and Abigail have each other, right? So... technically the smallest number of people died, but I really wanted Maddie and Abigail to I wanted Maddie and Abigail to make it out. Because everyone lives, but I wanted Abby and Madigail Jesus fucking Christ. I guess Madigail is their ship name, huh? I wanted them to make it out. Because, to me, throughout all of this, they've had the most compelling romance. They've been the most empathetic, and Maddie didn't deserve anything that happened to her. Maddie didn't deserve to die. She didn't deserve to have to be put into the position that she is. So, throughout this whole thing, Maddie was just being constantly victimized by Evelyn and by fate. And so I really wanted Maddie to have a good ending. It takes a week or two before Tara is able to go into Maddie's room. She only sways in there for a few minutes before the tears start flowing. After 3 weeks, she calls Maddie's family. I hold her hand while she listens to them sob. They don't speak to her again after that. It takes 2 months for her to be ready to start clearing up Maddie's room. BT keeps scratching at the door, waiting for Maddie to open it and let him in. It takes a long time for her to make her video about what happened. She keeps it vague. She moves on to something new. We get our own place. The old house had too many bad memories. We give our new home a life of its own. We heal. We grow. I wait a long time before I propose. About 5 years after we first met, I get down on one knee and ask her to spend the rest of her life with me. She freezes for a moment. I start to worry. Then the tears start flowing and she puts on that big, goofy grin. Obviously, I wasn't planning on spending it with anyone else. Her parents are thrilled. To my surprise, they love me. Now I get to call someone Mom without feeling sick to my stomach. Mom helps me pick out a suit. Dad helps me pick a venue. It all goes smoothly. We get married in the spring. She can't decide if she wants to wear a dress or a suit, and ends up wearing both. A suit jacket over a gown. I love it. She writes her own vows and everyone laughs. In the front row, there are 2 empty seats. It was her idea. You never know. They might still show up. It'd be mad awkward if I didn't have a place for them. They don't show up. But somehow I get the feeling that they know. Wherever they are, I bet they're happy for us. I hope the two of them are as happy as Tara and I are. I kissed Tara on the altar. It feels like I'm kissing her for the first time. It's the most wonderful moment of my life. And as I kiss her, I silently think at Maddie and Abigail. Jellicadora too. This wouldn't have been possible without them. At night, I carry Tara across the threshold. She wants it to be as cliché as possible. I have to admit I like it. It's sweet. It's happy. It's healing. We're complete. And we will be. For the rest of our lives. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Abigail. Goodbye. Achieve the freedom ending is what it says on Steam. Ah. Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna look at the gallery. Don't mind me. There's an epilogue. Wait. Yes, I need a hug. Yes, I need a hug. I think if I get all 3 endings, I get the epilogue. No, thank you for playing. Yeah, you're welcome, Josh. Oh, Rachel. Rosary, of course. Ada Rosa. I feel it as Ada Rosa. Fuck you, I'm tweeting Josh on Twitter. Oh my god. I'm so stuffed up. If you're reading this means I've successfully manipulated you into giving us money. I am so good at my job. Bastard. Ugh. Now I gotta see the other endings, right? If the endings are significantly different, I have to see them. I don't know how much changes between playthrough to playthrough, because do I want to go to the gun? Well, if I do, I have to, like, start at chapter 3 and then, like, skip my way to chapter 6. Right? I mean, thankfully, I do have the, I do have a save in chapter 3. Right? What do we choose here? I should let her mourn. I have to keep strong. If I let her mourn... If I let Tara mourn... Then... What ripples does that have, maybe? But yeah, I have to... If I do this, I have to go all the way back. Chapter 3. Which I'm fine doing. I'm fine replaying it. Like, I replayed Please Be Happy, and pretty much, 15 hours of that playthrough was the same stuff that not 15 hours. It was like, what? It's like a 20-hour playthrough for Please Be Happy? Like 10 hours of it were the same between the 2 playthroughs that I did. And it would only be like 5 hours of the same this, so I'm fine going back through and replaying this. I don't think I'm gonna do it tonight, though. Is what I should clarify. I don't want to do this tonight. But I do want to do it. Well, I think the second playthrough will make me happier. Like, I think that what I want is not something I can get from this, or like, what I want, I'll probably get from that last playthrough, and it'll give me some closure. It'll give me the closure that I need rather than emotionally torment me, you know what I mean? Oh my god. Need to fucking tweet Josh Kaplan now. Where are we at? Okay, so he didn't. Did he respond to this post? No, he didn't. Okay. What should I say to Josh Kaplan? You know, thank you for emotionally shattering me for the third time. Maybe I'll say that. Let me should I pull up my Twitter real quick here? Yeah, there you go. Thank you for emotionally shattering me. Once again, J. Kaplan. AW. What should I say next? I can't wait to spend another $20 on the next emotional, on my next round of emotional damage. Should I say something like that? Okay. I'll say, Heart of the Woods was astounding, and congratulate their team. And it was Josh and Rachel were the writers of Heart of the Woods. I'm so thankful, so appreciative of the work that you and Rachel do. I can't wait to spend another $20 on having, what should I say? I can't wait to spend another $20 having you emotionally damage me again. I feel like that sounds too, I feel like that's too repetitive. I don't think I should say that. But I think maybe I'll say, like, I can't wait for all your next titles. Or, you know, I'm on the edge of my seat for the next title of yours that I get to read, or the next Studio Elon title I get to read. That'd probably be better. Can't wait for the next story. For the next story from Studio Elon. That's probably good enough, right? I don't have a million things to work with. Big question here. Okay, what's the question, Lana? I want to hear this question before I tweet him. Or the ending? No. No, it wouldn't. I don't believe so. I think that that ending would give me more closure than this ending did. I think, on the one hand, we had nobody die, but hearing what happened with Tara afterwards just nailed the coffin. It just nailed the coffin that everybody got out of it, quote, alive, but no one is happy with what happened. Nobody's better off. Right? Maddie and Abigail are together, but they're locked in eternity. Morgan and Tara are together, but they don't have their best friend. And Tara blames herself. And Maddie's family abandons Tara and everything. Like, everybody except for Gelidora survives, but nobody has a good ending. I mean, eventually Tara does have a good ending. I guess that's the case, that Tara and Morgan eventually have a good ending together. But it like, immediately after it happens, nobody is a winner. Well, I just noticed, the trending right here, menstruation. What the hell? I can see how the first choice would change things because, if Tara mourns, then maybe she'll blame herself more. Yeah, can't or won't accept Maddie's truly gone. Maybe she blames herself and she's willing to part with Morgan as a sacrifice. You know? She would say, like, just go on without me, or something at the end, right? Like, please go on without me. And Morgan goes on without her. And Morgan goes. Yeah, maybe she can accept that possibility. Alright. It's been tweeted. Yeah, no, I think you're right. It's just that, like, it gives Tara the ability to say, do what you need to do, Morgan. This ends with you. You said it yourself, it ends with you. Go and make it end no matter what the cost is. So, I agree. And yeah, it would be better closure to me to do that other ending, because yes, Tara has a poor ending in that case, but she at least has her best friend. And Tara can move on. Then Maddie and Abigail have the best possible ending they can have. They get to be together, they get to be immortal. Abby gets to explore the world like she wanted to. All the dreams that they had together are no longer crushed. And Tara can find her own way. Like, I know Tara is able to accept Maddie's death eventually. She'll also be able to accept Morgan's death eventually. And one day she would find somebody else that she's in love with. You know? Man, that was fucking rough. Alright. You guys want to see some Final Fantasy XIV? Or do you want to see some Guild Wars 2? I'm open to suggestions while I emotionally recover. Holy hell. I'm a wreck, man. I mean, I'm gonna be taking a break no matter what, because I have to start up the next game and everything like that. I have to start up the next game. I have to, like, you know, go to stuff IRL, take a drink for a little bit. What would I do in 14? I don't know. run dungeons or something. I could run dungeons either on my Reaper or on Black Mage. The Viper or the Black Mage. Reset to rest my handies. I know raids tomorrow night. Yeah, I'll be fine. If the ending of the game is worth the 1,000-yard stare, yeah. Well, that 1,000-yard stare is also how I felt playing Nier Automata and looking back at the endings. I don't know if you I don't know if you felt the same thing. Nier Automata fucking shattered me at the end. I was in college when I played Nier. It was in 2016. And I stopped playing it after the first ending, then I came back like a year later and went and finished and got the true ending of Nier Automata. And I'd say that, like, after I saw that, I was like, Yoko Taro is a genius. This guy's fucking insane. He's off his rocker. He's ludicrous, but he's a genius. He's crazy. He's ridiculous. I can't believe he did that, but he did, and he pulled it off, and it was so good. And I also think Nier Replicant. If you go for like the Nier Replicant, what is it? It's, oh shit, why am I here? If you go for all endings of Nier Replicant, it's also quite interesting. At least if you go for the remake. I have the remake, I got it. I like pre-ordered that shit. What are we doing, guys? So we're doing Final Fantasy XIV? Or are we doing Guild Wars 2? Which one do you want to see? Before I go to break here. I do need to start up whatever game we're about to play, so you're on the 14 bandwagon. What is Ralph thinking? What's the elf thinking there? What time is it? Only 11:17, man. You want to see what Guild Wars change has or not? What I can't fucking read. You want to see Guild Wars 2 what has changed or what has not? That's good too. I would just be exploring probably in Lion's Arch or around that area. Let's do. We'll do 14. I'll open up 14 here in a second. Wait, shit! I shouldn't use that launcher. It's the wrong 14 launcher. Let's go to the other launcher. Don't mind me. I'm not a bad girl. I'm only abysmal. Where is it? There it is. Let's see. It doesn't remember like any of my stuff apparently, so that's weird. Degenerate even. Alright, let me throw in the codes and everything here. Alright, perfect. Get this all up and running here. All worlds maintenance, hold on. Is there a maintenance that's about to happen? Or is it later tonight? Let's swap over to 14 and the game capture. Why is oh, I don't have the music playing right now. Hold on, let me get in the game so I can turn the music on. I'm like, why is it so quiet? Oh, don't worry about the bunny. Just don't worry about it, okay? It's a phase, Mom. Okay. I tried to make a bunny who doesn't look like she can actually dress herself. Who's like an absolute nerd. Yeah. Application audio capture should be set to Final Fantasy XIV. Lana's the one that told me to use the nerdy glasses there. Basically, have you ever seen Jennifer's Body? Okay, now, do you know the blonde nerd in Jennifer's Body? Oh, well, fuck me, I guess. That's the character that I wanted to create here. Put music up here. Oh, it's already as high as it can go. I'll turn up the application audio capture. Alright, we'll go back to my house and then we'll take a quick break. Oh my god. Part of the Woods is difficult, man. I said that the Highway Blossoms DLC was harder than the Elden Ring DLC. Frieren on her lazy, yeah, something like that. Alright, let me take a quick BRB.